What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Adrian here from Mateo Drones. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing great. And we about to go ahead and start my free for all Saturday. Also catching up with friends. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. I know I am. It's been raining and storming here in the great state of Florida. Non-stop since yesterday. Non-stop raining. Raining thunderstorm. Every single day. Well, the whole day, yesterday and today. Anyway, so I'm here. Great to be with you guys. Hope you guys are doing great. Let me go ahead and start saying what's going on to Mr. Gary, Brad Ariel. How you doing, Chief? Rick Harbor, how you doing, brother? Thank you for coming in, bro. Boss. I did want to hit and send you the link, Rick, if you want to go ahead and join, sir. And Gary, Brad Ariel, I'm about to send you the link right now. So you'll be able to join me, sir. Let me see if I can remember your email, boss man. Give me 1 minute. There you go. Mr. Gary Foster. Boom. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Just going to send somebody an email. Copy. I'll go back to the email. Oopsie. Hey, Gary, just went ahead and sent you the link just now. So if you want to go ahead and join. What's going on, Mr. Al Diaz? How you doing, Chief? Thank you for coming in, man. Yeah, man, I went ahead and fixed it. I went ahead and got it hooked up, Al Diaz. Got it, hopefully you'll be able to hear me better. What's going on, Night Trend? How you doing, man? Hey, Night Trend, Mike, I sent you the link if you want to go ahead and join. Al Diaz, let me go ahead and send you the link right now, sir. How you doing? Hey, Rick Harbor, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Are you back at the hospital now or you at home, Rick Harbor? What's going on, Danny, a.k.a. the View Chaser? How you doing, Chief? What's going on, Mr. Neil? Thank you for coming in, brother. Really appreciate you, man. Thank you, the View Chaser. I appreciate you, Danny. I try, man. A little something that I put together that I bought from Amazon. I also got my little ring light in the background right behind me. I'm sorry to hear that you cannot really breathe tonight, Rick. Sorry to hear that, man. Hey, Mr. Sting. Ariel, how you doing, Chief? Thank you for coming in, man. Really appreciate you, brother. We are doing okay here. Let me go ahead and try to pull up Al Diaz's email. There you go. Above it all, aerial imaging. That should be the one right here. Where the hell did it go? Okay, composed. Boom. Stream. I'm about to send you the link right now. Al Diaz, just give me 1 second, sir. All right, Al Diaz, the email is on its way to you right now with the link to the stream if you want to go ahead and join. Whatever, man. Oh, my God. Look who's here. Mr. Brian. Mr. TDR Drones and E-Bikes. How you doing, man? Thank you for coming in, brother. I really appreciate you, man. Hey, Al Diaz, the link is in the chat in the stream if you want to go ahead and join. Thank you, Stingray. I really appreciate you, man. I try to put a little something, together. Make it, you know what I mean? Get my little studio, going on. Get it nice and great. Ready to start singing. No, I don't know how to sing. Everybody want to call me that, Danny the View Chaser. Rodney Bell is the one that started that BS. But that's my friend. It's all in love. What's going on, Mike Kenny? How you doing, Chief? Thank you for coming in, man. I'm about to go ahead and put Stingray. I'm about to go ahead and put a mask on it. That way, you know what I mean. If I spit, it won't have, you know what I mean, no corona on it. Okay, here we go. Nice going, Richard. Hey, Richard, bro, the link is in your email. If you want to go ahead and join in, man. I know, Donnie. It's all right. It's all right. Don't you worry about all of that, man. I am great. Hey, Mr. Hawkeye, Aerial Photography. How you doing, brother? Thank you for coming in, man. I really appreciate you. It's all right if you cannot join in, Gary, aka Brown Aerials. I understand, man. Hey, Donnie, give me a thumbs up if you could join the stream and I'll send you an email. Let me know, brother. My drum brother from another mother. I'm Mr. TDI Drones on e-bikes. If you're gonna join in, give me a thumbs up so and I'll send you the link for you to go ahead and join in. Leah, you don't have no freaking mic, Envy. Just go ahead and use your crappy iPhone earpiece. You'll be all right. Now the link to this stream is in your email, man. If you want to go ahead and join in. Wait a minute, the view chaser. Adriana is your wife's name. See what you started, Stingray Ariel? You started some bullshit. That's what you started. Who's the hospital cop, Stingray Ariel? All right, Donnie, give me a second, sir. Let me go ahead and pull it up. There you go. Boom. Oh, right here. What am I doing? There you go. Hey, Donnie, the view chaser. I went ahead and sent you the link to the stream if you're able to come in, man. That's right. That's all right, Richard. Whenever you come in, whenever you get home safe, go ahead and hop in because I'm pretty sure that I'm going to stay in a little late tonight. Don't really have much to do. Oh, you mean Mike, GFO Jordan Tech guy? I think he's at work right now. Stingray Ariel. I know who you're talking about now. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and check to see if he's at work right now. He should be. Okay. Now this guy cannot make up his mind what he want to do. First he told me he won't be able to join. Now he's in the background in the green room, just smiling and yelling, screaming, giving me the finger. Let me go ahead and bring him in.
Hi, Adrian.
What's going on, Gary?
Hey, I could see you suffering there, so I figured I better jump on, give you a hand. What you been up to?
Same old. Just here trying to relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Took me a nice little nap earlier.
That's good. There you go.
It's been raining here just about the whole day, like yesterday. So not much. Just kind of waiting for 9 o'clock to be here, and here I am.
There you go. Yeah, I was waiting for you. I was in the chat way before you came on, and just sort of watching. I was like expecting some kind of countdown timer or something to come on.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not that savvy when it comes to the whole counter. I still have to learn how to do that.
Yeah, me neither. I'm I'm an old man. I can't figure that kind of stuff out. What I do when I start my show, though, I start it right on the hour, but I play a 6-minute video, and I just let it play so people can stream. They can come in and they can see something and be entertained, and until I come in and start rambling on about nothing.
Got you. But see, that's that question for you, Gary. Whenever you come in and do your stream, I'm still at work because I think you do it on Thursdays, right?
Yeah, I do it Tuesday and Thursday at lunchtime, and then sometimes on Thursday at 6 before Ken Herron's show.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm still at work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's a rough time for a lot of people, but and I haven't been flying, so it's it's just filler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about you? Were you able to get a little fly in today, Gary?
I don't fly until May.
Okay, all right. How you doing, Brad Alston? Thank you for coming in, sir. And how you doing, Mr. Drone Shots, a.k.a. Jody? Thank you for coming in, brother. And we have Mr. Mike Envy in the green room. Let me go ahead and bring him in.
Look at that mic. Gary, look at that mic.
Hold on. Let me.
I'm on for one reason. I'm impressed with the mic.
I got to turn my light on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but Al, I can hear you, but you blinded me with that light hitting your cheek. It's blowing your head out.
How about now? Is that
There
better?
you go. That's much better.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. That was my screen. That was my screen on my iMac.
Yeah.
Look at that mic. Mike Envy.
Looking good,
look
huh?
that thing, man.
Yeah.
That's looking good, huh?
I'm gonna say in Spanish. Me tengo miedo.
You're gonna have
You're not
to
scared.
I'm
You're not scared.
You're gonna have to get some kind of little Adrian Mateo drones sticker or something to put on the back of the mic, right?
That's like a good idea right there. I probably need to start making my little logo. Adrian Mateo Jones with a little something on it.
There you go. Yeah, you're big time now, Hollywood. We'll
Yeah.
call you Mr. Hollywood now.
See what I mean, Gary? He can never join somebody chat without talking a little shit. It
What I'm
will not be
saying.
Al Diaz if he doesn't. It will not be him.
I'm paying you homage and giving you respect. I said Mike Envy, right, and Mr. Hollywood. You step in the production.
Let me go ahead and bring my boy, Mr. Danny, the View Chaser, in. How you doing, Captain?
What's up, guys? Good
What's
evening.
up, Danny?
How we doing?
Good. How you
Mr.
doing?
Al Diaz.
Doing pretty good, man. How you doing, man?
How you doing, man?
Gary. How we doing
What's
tonight?
going on?
I'm doing pretty good, brother. How you doing, man?
Like the microphone.
Yeah,
I
look at that
appreciate it,
thing.
Danny.
We feel a
Sweet
little bit
microphone.
uncomfortable, man.
I'm intimidated now.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
I don't know about Gary.
I just use the microphone right on the computer. It's
And you
just
sound good. Is that from your iMac? Have you gotten your iMac?
Yeah.
yet?
Yeah, I got the
There
new
you go.
iMac last week.
Apple quality.
Oh yeah, can't beat it. Just plug it in, turn it on, where you go.
Now, whatever you did, Adrian, that mic looks bigger than you. It does. Look at it. It's huge now.
God damn.
Yeah, you
Turn
make
it
sure
up,
that show one in
guys.
the
Look at
picture,
that
boy.
thing.
Turn it up the other way, you can shoot.
Oh,
hoops.
man.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, see, the problem is that it doesn't matter what I do.
Hey,
He's
Jody.
still going to talk a little shit. It
You're
doesn't
very
matter.
good. Yeah.
I think I have to be blind so I won't say anything. Because when you get close, it looks normal. It looks big. But when you go back and you sit back, it looks huge. Don't get hurt by that thing. Be careful. How's everybody
There you
doing?
We're
There you
doing
guys
all
are
right,
good,
man.
Yeah, you got a good mic too. Gary, so I'm assuming you probably have the same mic. You guys do a lot
USB mic.
of streams and stuff. I don't. So I'm happy with my little AirPods. Hey, Rick, how you doing?
Yeah, I don't even bother with the AirPods.
Yeah,
I
on
just
the
go straight out of the computer.
They were a gift from the family, so I wasn't going to
Yeah.
deny that.
Yeah. Well, I've got AirPods. but
Hey,
I
it's
don't
Chuck.
stupid.
Hey,
How you doing,
Here's
Chucky?
I had
another
to say
guy,
something was
Chuck.
big and
God,
stand back, and here I am.
God damn, look at that thing. It's like King Kong Godzilla.
What's
you
going
guys
on,
doing?
Mr. Kovacion?
Yeah,
Oh, we're
How's it
coast
going,
to coast
Chuck?
to coast now, eh?
we are coast to coast to coast to coast.
Oh, yeah. That's a good thing.
It is.
All over the map.
What's this mic envy thing? What is this, Al? What did I miss? Because I was over with.
Well, look at his mic. Look at that thing, Chuck. I think he's got one up on you. It might be that front plate he has, but
I can.
It could be one up on you.
Yeah, maybe. No, it's all good.
That thing is huge.
See, the thing is that Chuck, he cannot help it. All the
I'm just a white guy. I can't help it.
You gotta talk a little shit.
That's classic.
Let me go ahead and bring my boy, Mr.
Sorry, I'm gonna get freaking banished from here.
Hey, my boy Art. How you doing, Art?
Carlson.
Yeah, hey, Gary, good to see you.
Artie,
Good to see you, and the View Chaser
How we
over
doing,
there
guys?
on the other side of Chuck. Good to see you. Yeah. And
Look at these guys,
Stingray,
Mike.
Ariel,
Holy
Rick
cow.
Albert, and all the rest of the guys in the chat.
Now, Aldiaz, you can't really
Hold
talk
on,
about
hey,
shit about mine.
Hold on,
Listen,
Adrian. I'm gonna go on Amazon. I'm gonna put an order in for a mic. I don't even do a fucking live stream. I'm gonna put an order in.
Yeah. Hey, but I got the golden.
yeah,
He
he
does
got
got
the
the
golden
golden
mic.
Yeah,
I
that's
like that
that's
gold
what's
mic.
that's a
That
good
is
one.
nice.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Got the
See
whole
if-
setup.
Is that a prerequisite if you have a live stream? Is the mic?
It is for art.
Oh, yeah, if you want to,
Loud and clear.
grade A #1 show,
I'm impressed. Adrian stepping
gotta
up
have the
production.
fancy schmancy mic.
He is. Look, he has the vibration, the anti-vibration build on that. Wow, he's
You
got it
damn
all.
right.
Pop
You
filter.
damn right.
Yep.
Wow.
He's
And if you're
not
into
playing around.
electronics, have your breadboard out.
Ooh, bread.
Oh yeah, I used to have one of those.
Interesting.
So, Aldiaz, have you been flying lately, sir?
I've been flying like job flying, but not like hobby flying. Does that
And
make
I mean-
sense?
And I mean to ask you about that, Aldiaz. When it comes to your business job flag, you're not able to post none of that on your channel, are you?
I do it on you. I've been posting some stuff on Facebook. Nobody says anything. I ask and they're cool with it, so it doesn't matter. You're not on Facebook anymore.
No,
Oh.
I got rid of that bullshit a long time ago.
Okay.
But anyway, I was just saying because I mean, you talk about how you do job and stuff like that, but I never see none of that on Facebook. I see Dre Crawford.
Enjoy doing
He
it.
posts a little something in there, and it looks
Something-
pretty cool as hell.
Yeah, some I do, some I don't. I just signed a contract with a framing company, catching all their projects, like a progress, like bi-weekly taking panos, photos, stitch
Yeah.
them together, PT GUI, and then come out with a report with Google Maps and on where the build's at, and they can go into that pano. It's pretty good. So I signed with ACS Framing, and then I just did a job the other day out with a gas analyzer on a M600. With about winds gusting at 20. Steady at 20 and gusting probably about 25, 30.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were more concerned with the analyzer than they were with the drone. Yeah.
Gotcha,
The analyzer was about 50 grand.
I do want to go ahead and welcome
Trees.
Dan, the drone veteran. Thank you for coming in. What's going on, Mr. AZ Drone Dude? Hey, we got Mike B, aka the Drone
Yeah,
Ranger. How
Dan.
you doing, brother? Thank you for coming in, man. So everybody got quiet all of a sudden. I guess I'll be
did,
the only
we all-
one talking.
Better bring
Well, you're
James
the-
over.
We're all
Better bring
talking
James
about
over.
us.
after Chuck.
Now we're all waiting
James.
for everybody else to talk.
I know. I'm resting.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Me too.
I'm resting.
Well, do you want me to tell you about my project for the day?
go ahead, Gary. You're waiting.
Bring it.
Hey, Gary, listen, if you pay attention, this is a free for all Saturday, so you could talk about whatever you want. Go ahead.
It's got a block of
Here we
wood.
go.
Hollow.
This is a piece of wood that's 160 years old. It
Holy
was
crap.
torn out of a wall in my house.
Oh, wow.
And my wife wanted a pencil cup for on her desk. So I carved this out of 160-year-old cedar. So
Did you route it out?
Wow.
Wow.
no, what I did,
Did you get it?
I took it was a 4x4. It's actually 3.5 this way and 4 inches that way. Full dimensional lumber back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
It was all rough cut, so I planed it back to square. It wasn't square, it was a little askew. So I planed it square. And then I put it on the bandsaw and cut this piece off here.
Oh, okay.
Drilled
Cool.
four holes in all the corners. And then I found a piece of really straight grain right. Where is it? Oh, I can't find it now.
It always happens like that.
Yeah, I found a real piece of really straight grain, and I cut through the straight grain and into the four holes, cut the whole thing out, and then glued the joint shut again so you couldn't see it, and then glued the bottom back on, then planed the whole thing smooth and finished it. And that's the cup you get.
Nice.
Sweet.
This was original construction material from 1860 when the house was built. So
Holy
So
crap.
what led to the project to remove that
well,
from said house?
we took out.
And I hope it wasn't load bearing for that matter.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was. Now the house is timber frame, so it's all held up from the outside walls. So any interior walls you can take out. So we took out 2 interior walls and made one big room out of a dining room, kitchen, and a hallway.
It's like a great room.
So it's like a great room, yeah. And that was the corner of two rooms, that 4x4. And I managed to, I saved some of the timber that was there, and I've made projects out of it since. And I've got another outside wall where I took some 1x material. There was one piece that I couldn't bear to take it down. It was one piece of dimensional lumber, 1 inch by 18 inches wide.
Ooh.
And I'd never seen a board that wide before. And so I ended up building around it.
I just can't believe they're like in an interior wall that's not load bearing. Well, I guess given when was this place built? Like the 1800s?
1860.
Because I mean, like, you just don't do that anymore. It's like everything was like, if it needs 5, use 12 kind of thing,
Yeah.
Like
No,
it's like what all engineers want to do today, but we can't because the bean counter's like, no,
Hey, Chris, hope
no, you don't need 5 of those. You only need like 3. Make it work with 3.
Yeah, we
You
got
make
up,
it work with 3, maybe 2, even better.
I got up into the ceiling and I checked, and the joist ran from one end of the house to the other, like from one side of the house to the other, right, from front to back. So I knew we were okay, right? So I called the contractor, and he came and looked, and he goes, "Oh yeah, we don't have to do anything with that. Just take it all down."
Wow.
Which sounds easy, right? So you start
Heavy
taking,
stuff.
you start taking stuff down, working in the dining room. It's lath and plaster. It's lath and
Great.
plaster over wire frame, over lath and plaster. So 2 layers of walls, right? So, okay, that's good. We get the walls down. We start doing the ceiling. And we get to the ceiling, and it's lath and plaster too. And we take the lath and plaster off, and above that,
Hey, Ray.
we discover an old tin ceiling. So we start taking the tin ceiling down, and it's on top of lath and plaster. So we had 3 ceilings to take down in the dining room.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Ray Kelly? Thank you for coming in, brother.
Hey, Ray.
Really appreciate you,
Hey,
man.
Ray.
Hey, Adrian, go ahead.
Oh, this is the
like that.
this is
Look
the
at
drone
that.
I was flying the other
Look
day.
at that thing.
This is all line of sight flying. They're telling me to fly patterns over a artesian well, which is releasing methane gas. And I was
Methane or methane?
Methane. Yeah,
Tomato.
Methane.
Tomato.
We're not in Australia, so you can say methane.
We're just teasing you.
Yeah.
Potato.
We say
Chuck,
method,
listen.
not methane.
You have to give him a chance. He got a speech impediment, so he'll be all right. Go ahead.
Oh, holy shit! Damn, I guess I
Oh,
do have a
that's a
speech
rough
impediment.
room.
Sorry about that.
It's all good, man. It's just a rough room.
Yeah, exactly. M600 Pro gas analyzer underneath it. You guys know all the rigmarole about it. 6 propellers. It was windy on the day. You could hear it. That's the company I was flying for.
Okay.
Big are those props? They look huge.
Yeah, they're
Big bird.
ginormous. They're bigger than 14-inch props, maybe 15,
Holy crap.
16.
Wow.
Look at
6
that
batteries. But here's the thing. These guys haven't been flying this thing since the last time I flew it for them for 3 days. And it's kind of been sitting it. And all they do is they just update it. and they spin the props because they can't fly it. None of them are Part 107, and they're doing work with gas analyzer. This whole setup right here on drones. So we're out in by an artesian well, methane gas, and I was out there for about an hour, 20 minutes flying. He just had a ton of these batteries. I think 2 of them had bad cell deviation on them, so I couldn't fly those. Let me see if I can share another screen.
So Aldia, you gotta have a battery for each prop.
You got to have 6 batteries to fly it.
So for each motor, you have to have a battery.
Well, I guess if you look at it that way,
Look at it that way, he's right. Yeah, damn, that's a lot of power and a lot of weight and a lot of everything.
Hey guys, do me a favor and welcome my brother, little brother Richard. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Richard?
What's going on?
Richard, what's up, man?
Hey, Gary, good to see you guys again.
Good to see you. And then this is what it looked like. I don't know. You guys are looking at that picture.
Is that before you open it?
That's before you open it. You got to extend each leg out, and then those red brackets, you tie it down. Those are propeller covers. You take those off, and the top little circle things are GPS pucks. So the black tube that's coming out of it's what sucks up the methane, the gases when I fly by it. So I'm doing patterns, and it's nothing. They don't have a FPV camera on it, so it's all line of sight. All line of sight flying, and I'm not flying too far. Let me stop sharing my screen.
Now, do you have a map on the controller or something so you can see where it is in space?
You do have a map. The screens normally what we fly and we see in a camera is what the hell am I doing here? Oh, sorry about that. Normally what we see in a camera, like we flying our drones, you would be able to see stuff, but there's no camera attached to it. It's just that 30-pound analyzer.
So it's like if you flipped out a camera view into map view, you'd be able to see.
If you had a camera attached to it. But for the most part, all you're looking at is its location, kind of like on our little map on the corner. Yeah. And the telemetry. Yeah. The drone telemetry.
If you click on that map in the corner, it will become the big picture, right? And your
Yeah. But it's all black. It's all blacked out in terms of camera view.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that was interesting.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, give me a minute. Let me go ahead and welcome Lens Capture Online. Thank you for coming in, sir. Really appreciate you, brother. And we have Mr. Ronald Lockwood in the background. Let me go ahead and pop myself out a little bit, and I'll bring him in. Give me one second.
And Chris Hope is in here too.
Hey,
Ron. Yeah, Chris Hope.
Hey, Ronnie.
Stevie from
Lens Capture.
Yeah.
That's Lens Capture Online. That's Tom.
Yeah. Oh, that's Tom. Right.
Yeah.
I get Tom and Stevie mixed up. I get the two names. It's Lens Capture and Capture Life. They're both captives.
My Kenny does fly good, but the winds are gusting pretty hard that day, and I don't think anything would have been able to fly as good as that thing did.
Yeah. Tom says those are 21-inch props, Al.
21-inch props. There you go.
Man. Yeah. Holy crap! The whole Mavic's freaking Mavic Pro is wow. I'm sorry, I'm just blown away. I wish you had a Mavic 2 sitting next to that thing to show me how it looks like a freaking like a mini next to it.
Yeah, the prop wash knocked that Mavic 2 out of the sky probably.
Oh, the prop wash from
prop
that
wash
thing
was
insane.
blasted out of the air. Yeah.
Yeah, I just had to make sure that I wasn't liable if it crashed, because I told him if it was my drone, I wouldn't fly on that day.
What's the weight at?
Whatever a normal M600 would weigh, plus the 35-pound
well, you get
analyzer.
That,
so it's under 55. That we had a waiver.
Close to 55.
Yeah, it's close, but not too that close. I would say about 45 maybe.
Wow. Yeah, you don't want that thing falling out of the sky and anything.
Yeah, we're out in the sticks. We're out in the sticks, and apparently this artesian spring we're at was where Lawrence Livermore Labs works at.
Oh. So
somehow they got the waiver. They were good to go, and they just needed a pilot to fly it, a licensed pilot. Cool. And I've been flying it quite often, so yeah, it's great. And then I'm doing my construction progress monitoring gigs, and that's fun too, man.
How's it fly compared to like everything else in your in your fleet? You know, the Mavics and the big Mavic, little Mavic, the Mini.
For as windy it was, I was impressed that it was actually hovering with such a heavy device
Payload.
underneath it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But as you got higher in altitude, because I don't think I started off low, everything was low proximity just to pick up gases, and they were doing survey and collecting the gas through the computer. As I got higher, it definitely got really difficult flying it. Obviously, because the winds are higher up there, but
right.
Mm-hmm.
Prop envy.
Prop envy.
It's funny.
What's up, Ron? How you doing?
Doing all right.
Feeling better?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's good. You look better.
Yeah, it was a rough couple of days, but we mastered through it, and so I don't know, guys. I don't recommend after that second shot.
Oh, well, I guess I'm happy and sad for you at the same time then.
Yeah.
But, no, so you got Vax part number 2. Which did you do? Is it Moderna or Pfizer?
Moderna. Yeah. It is your body's way of telling you, okay, I get up off the floor and I'm fighting, which is a good sign. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But on the same token, depending on who you are, what your history is, how healthy you are, yeah.
So you get paid leave for that?
Pardon me?
Are you on paid leave now, or do you have to work?
No, well, I'm on my off time.
Okay.
Thank God. Because the last 3 days I really couldn't. Ended up in the ER the other night. I was so severely dehydrated. I was in bad shape Thursday night. Took a fall in my living room. Tried to get up off the couch and went sailing across the living room, and
Ron, that night you were in the stream, you were still at work, right? And you said your end of your day was in the morning, and you have to drive back quite a way. So how did that work out?
That was Tuesday night on Jim's.
Yeah, I think it was on Jim.
I was. Believe it or not, the next morning I kind of felt okay. Wednesday was not a bad day. Thursday about noon, that's when everything went downhill rapidly. And that's what they say. It's somewhere in the 36 to 48 hour window. How that seems to be common with everybody, I don't know. But it became common with me.
Whoa.
No, holy cow. Wow.
Interesting.
Now,
they don't talk about that.
Ron,
nobody talks about that.
When you had the second shot, was that 90 days after when you had your first shot? Was that 90 days after you had the COVID?
The first shot was the first shot was pretty close to 90 days. And it doesn't necessarily have to be 90, because I did ask them about that. I consulted with the physicians there about it, and I said, hey, this is when I think I had it. Let's look at the dates here. Am I okay? They said, you are perfectly fine.
No.
But then Pfizer and Moderna, one is 3 weeks, one is 21 days, one is 28 days. And I had the Moderna, which is 28 for the second shot, 28 days after the first one. You don't have to be exact, but they want you pretty close to what they, what is recommended.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like 29 days. So I tried they only had it in my area like 2 days a week.
No.
So I went on my last day of work. I had it in the morning, but I had to work that night shift. And it affects everybody differently. I've had the girl I talked to that registered me, she's like, "Oh, I had mine yesterday, and I feel perfectly fine. Had no problems at all. Oh, good for you."
Yep.
But I talked to somebody today. Who was that? With two ladies traveling together down in Florida, and they were on a mission going somewhere, and they both got their second shot while they were down there, and this one lady 2 hours after the shot died.
Oh,
anaphylactic shock or something else?
Not sure. Yeah,
that seems to be the thing that's the biggest. That's their biggest concern, I guess. Is
yeah. I don't know. I question myself. Did I make the right decision? There's this whole third component, this new virus that's coming out. Will I go back for a third shot? Hell no.
Now, my question to you is, Ron, first of all, are you feeling better today?
Yeah.
Okay, and the second question is, the first dose of the COVID vaccine that you got, was that the same one that you just took recently or different?
No, it's the same brand as the Moderna.
Yeah.
And they clearly state, almost everybody states, that second shot is the one that'll give you the come to Jesus meeting.
So does that mean it's kind of like the flu shot? When you get the flu shot, doesn't that mean that they actually putting that virus in you for your body to get immune to it?
I didn't think it was a live virus. It's actually a live virus.
It's a very tiny portion of the actual virus itself, extremely small, and then your body, recognizes that, it attacks that, and by you feeling ill or sick or whatever, that's your body's way of letting
it knows that it's learning what it is and it's responding. Yep.
So in a way, it's a good thing to be sick, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
It's the body building up antibodies.
Yeah. It's actually was it lens capture? Hit it right. Yeah, exactly. It's RNA. It's teaching your immune system where to find the spikes, the little spikes that actually latch in to our bodies.
But
which is pretty new technology.
And I thought I was off the hook Wednesday. I really did. And Thursday I got up. Actually, I'm like, not too bad, but about noontime, things started to hit, and I'm like, oh dear God. And then it went rapidly. I mean, rapidly downhill.
What if you actually have COVID now?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, but you had it before, didn't you?
I mean, what if you were? Imagine that if, like, you have your first vaccine, you go in for the second one, you're not fully protected, and somehow, some way, getting the second shot, you're exposed to somebody who has COVID-19. Then, I mean, I don't know. I hope not. I mean,
hey, Ron, I have a question for you.
This whole thing is crazy.
The reason for the second shot, they say that the first one only gives you about a 80 to 90%
Hey, you wanker!
Oh, I must be on the stream now. Okay.
Nice.
What's up, you wanker?
Now, Al, come on.
Hey, have you seen Adrian's mic?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm driving.
He's driving. He's popping his collar like fucking Elvis Presley.
You look like you're on goddamn radio.
He's got the freaking. That's the '80s. Was that a Lacoste shirt on under there? Got the little alligator on it and stuff. I mean,
that's how they do it in Australia.
Down under. Oh, so it wouldn't be. It's like a platypus or something embroidered on, not like an alligator, right? Like
dude, it's my work shirt, man.
Nice. Those are Miami colors, though. Orange and green is like Miami colors.
Yeah,
I am feeling pretty summer at the moment, though. Yeah. So.
Well, you better. It is right. You're in the other half of the world. You are summer.
It's like bloody 36 here.
While we freeze.
Yeah, that's right. Hey. Yeah, no, it's bloody hot today. I got out of the car and I just wanted to stay home, have a barbecue, have a few beers, and jump in the pool. Oh my God, it is so hot. But anyway, do what we do, I guess.
Hey, Ron, I was going to ask you, how long was it when you were tested positive till you got the first shot?
It was pretty close to 90 days.
So is that the 3-month mark?
Yeah.
About. Okay.
Yeah.
How you doing, Smalls?
I was reading something, Ron, about the COVID. The vaccine was actually a lot worse for people who have had COVID already.
Exactly. That's why I asked.
Hey,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, this guy, Kittel Smalls, he actually a good friend of my GFO Joan and Tech guy in Georgia. This is actually the guy that I was telling you guys that he actually the one that does the flying with drones for that TV show called The Walking Dead.
Great show. I used to watch it when it was really good.
Hey,
I remember
you
I
have
remember
to
he was on.
you have to forgive that guy Smalls. He talked crap about my mic,
Oh,
my
shit.
PC, my light. He talk about everything. So don't pay him no mind.
Mike, Matt, look at his mic.
I'm gonna hop off, Adrian. I got a chance to show you my wood and all that stuff. So
whoa.
Hey, Gary. Sorry, I didn't see you there,
Gary.
So I'm gonna hop off, and we'll catch you again. I'll watch.
All right, Gary. Thank you for coming in, sir.
Take care, Gary.
Bye on the
Appreciate you, brother.
Take care.
See you later.
Take care, Gary.
I can't even see who's on the panel. Who we got here?
Look at the mic Adrian's got.
I know,
Look at
dead
that
set.
thing. Don't
Look at him.
crash.
Dude, no, I'm at the lights, mate. Imagine that. Oh, dear.
Well, hey guys, I gotta run. I gotta have some dinner. But before I go, I wanted to let you know I went down to Grease Monkey, took my car in to have them put gender fluid in my tranny.
Here we go.
Gender fluid. What is
All
your
right,
is
good
your
night, everybody.
Is your car bisexual?
Try the
Okay.
deal.
Can you do me an email? Do me a favor and email the cliff notes to that one.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
What happened to Smalls? Oh, there he is. He's soldering something.
Smalls, what are you working on? Can't tell. Soldering up something.
I'm putting my air command fire together so I could put on 100, so I have camera control. My Sony A7. Yeah. Work don't.
That looks like an M600 behind you. Is that an M600 behind you?
Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. It's not practical. I hate the fact that, like, you can't really set, you have to set it on the ground and take off. I can't so pretty much I can't take pictures because I don't have any camera control. So this little device here called an entire commander, and it lets you mess with the settings, gives you camera control. So I could switch from video to picture. I could mess with my ISO, everything, full camera control.
So what are you soldering a servo or something to connect to your camera from the rig?
Well, this thing could only take 5 volts, so I'm putting on a voltage regulator, a beacon.
Okay.
So I could feed from this is the battery that goes on my gimbal. So now I'm gonna feed because this goes into the gimbal and it has a balance lead. So I'm going to run a wire with a connector for balance, so I could get that going into here to feed 5 volts into this. So that's what I'm kind of working on right now.
Someone asked a question. Lens capture online. Tom, what cameras and lenses are you using mainly?
It depends on what I need to capture. Either if I need to capture wide, mostly I do video, but this I got hooked up with this Marvel show, and I have to do like a 3D render of the Fox Theater in Atlanta, and the guy wants to use his Sony. I think it's what the R something, because I think it takes like 40 something pictures. So like, yeah, I need pictures and I need to be able to carry that. So this is you and your had to spend all this damn money to get this entire full shit.
Well, I'm sure you're going to get compensated very well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
are you flying? Those are all your birds, or are you flying company birds?
Oh, that's all my birds. I don't fly.
Okay. So you just get contracted, and then you just fly your birds, your insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet, right on.
Yeah. Nice. Yep. How you guys doing?
Great, man. Doing great. I'm doing good.
Walking down.
I got to ask you something now too. How'd you go with the air testing bizzo you did?
Oh, it went good. It went real good. I was telling these guys earlier, was at Artesian Well, and I've flown the M600 for these guys 4 other times, but they're not. They're more geared towards building gas analyzers. So they're just stepping into the drone side of it. So all they're doing is firing up their M600 and spinning the props. And they got all these batteries, but when we flew it that day, 2 batteries went dead because they're not recycling the batteries enough. They're just sitting. So they told me that they'll probably call me more to get some more practice flights in, and then the days that I actually have client gigs and stuff like that, they'll call me too.
Yeah, you got to get those batteries going, man. How long have they been sitting there? Bloody hell.
Well, the last time I flew it for them was probably like almost a year ago, man. It's been
shit.
So
I told them it's insane.
They don't store them proper then, so they
don't store them proper.
Well, completely flat.
They're more concerned with their analyzer that's $55,000 than a $6,000, $10,000 drone. That's what they told me.
Batteries go up.
I was like, wait a minute, dude. That's what's flying your analyzer. You better care about that.
Yeah, you better. That's right.
Yeah, those batteries fail, and then
they had a gangload of TB48s.
Oh yeah,
TB48S and a TB. They only had one set of TB47s, which are the shittier ones.
Yeah,
those were the ones that the cells were going out. What's up, Bob?
You've got a set of props for them, haven't you? A couple of sets of bloody master air screw props for that. You can whack on it.
Shit, master, that thing would have dropped out of the sky.
Oh, here we go.
My fan,
here we go. Man, I don't know what the hell went wrong with those, because I've actually had really good luck with master air screws.
I've had good luck with them too, Chuck. Before I sold you that Zoom, I had them on that bird.
Yeah, and that's what's on it right now.
And I had them on my Mavic 2 Pro, and I swore by them. But when I put them on the
swear at them.
Pro, and I was
you swear at them now, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Good point.
Hey, Aldia, read what Bob Casey said.
Hey man, keep looking for your short. Never came across it. Short.
Your video short, the little 1 minute thing.
Oh yeah, I did that. Put the word shorts just to see what would happen, and then I went to bed. It was like 60 views, and then I woke up. It was like 900 and something views.
No kidding.
And then I was like, no way. Let me try this again. Let me try the motorcycle one. I did a stupid motorcycle one, panning.
That was cool. I like the panning of the motorcycle.
Yeah. And I was like, let's see what this one did. Oh, this is embarrassing. 29 views. Went to sleep. Woke up. It was like 1,200 views. But it never went past.
All right, I gotta try some shorts.
Try it, dude. Try it.
I'm gonna take some old view. Just grab some old footage and start throwing some quickie minutes.
I do want to say thank you for coming in to New Fine Drone Production. We got Brayden Nunley in the house. We got RC Fun Diversion. How you doing, man? Thank you for coming in, brother. We got who else? Jody joined shots.
Night Train.
Hey, Night Train. I sent you the link if you want to go ahead and join, sir. Ray Kelly, I sent you the link also if you want to join. I think who just left?
Matt.
Oh, Matt left.
Matt stepped out. Yeah.
Probably got cut. He's in Outback right now.
Is he driving?
Yeah, I think he's working right now, Chuck.
Yeah, he's driving. That's when he wears that orange and green stuff.
It's not like it's kind of looked like this, like on the camera, and the camera's way down. Yeah, that's kind
of. He knows how to maneuver that camera. He's Mr. Cinematic.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, Dre Crawford, Recovery One Drone.
Yeah,
I sent you the link as well if you want to join, brother. So hey, Ron, about what you and I talked about this morning. on Rodney's show. Obviously, is way more. People I feel that way. You already know what I'm talking about without saying much. You know what I mean? Way more people telling me the same thing. About that. They just leave it as that. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
What's going on, my condiv? Hey, man, how you doing? Thank you for coming in, Chief. Obviously, a lot of people did not know that I was coming on at 9 p.m. on Saturdays. So that's why I had to make a little couple of tell everybody and Rodney's on the other show that I changed my days.
Where'd you get that mic?
So what now?
Where did you buy that mic at?
I got it from Amazon, man.
Nice.
You already know. That's the same one that I was using with a little stand right in front of me.
Oh, was it? No, it looks
It's the
like
same thing. It's just that I had this kit right here, but I never put it together. But I did today.
Okay.
That's Adrian, impressive. Which mic is it? Which mic is it, Adrian?
This is a Fifine.
A Fifine, okay.
Yeah.
Man, it looks like
Fifine faux fun.
Fifine. Nice. Jolly Green Giant joke. I love it.
How you doing, Mr. JSK Enterprise? Thank you for coming in, brother. We got Stevie live, Capture Live Connection. Hey, man.
Hey, Stevie.
Thank you for coming in, brother.
What's up?
Appreciate you, man. Ryan, you're being real quiet over. You're being a little chatterbox over here, man. Talk to me, brother.
Yeah, just kind of hanging in there, trying to get back to normal.
We need you to come back to normal, man, because normally when you do, all you do is talk a little shit. Now you're just being real quiet. This is not like you.
Yeah.
So do me a favor, tell Moderna to leave you alone, man. She's not being nice.
Yeah, what a bitch.
Yeah, she's supposed to be giving you a little bit of brown chicken, brown cow, and I whoop your ass. What's going on?
Yeah. She had her way with me.
So I bet she is. Hey, Aldias, Mr. Let me see here. Mr. Cinematic Part 2. Do you have anything that you want to
the only one person could have that title.
So what now?
Only one person can have that title.
I know Mac can have it, but Aldia trying to take, he's trying to take the championship belt away from him.
I know nothing about cinematics.
I love cinematic.
All I know is about
the at it, but I'll keep trying to be the best.
The 12:01 p.m.
All about.
Ron, I gotta check out your channel. You must be is that what you're doing? All the cinematic stuff.
Ron gets the captures you blow your mind with all the animals and
the whales, and the ducks, the penguins, the rats, the raccoons, the possum.
Oh no, I
can hear everything.
Ron, what's your channel?
Living the dream.
RL Photography. I just do a lot of wildlife stuff. I'm out in the Midwest. I go to Yellowstone, all the national parks out here.
Cool.
Wyoming, South Dakota, Montana. I got footage of grizzlies, deer, elk, moose, you name it. Yeah.
So how do you get to fly in national parks? You must have to go through all the red tape and paperwork.
I drive through them, but
you're okay. You're not flying; you're driving through.
Oh God, no.
Because I mean, you can fly national parks, but you have to go through there's a lot of red tape to get permission, and it's hit or miss, I'm sure, but
yeah, I'm sure it's just on a commercial level.
But it's a lot.
I've met some people. Last March, I met some people who were given permission. I met a guy used to shoot for National Geographic and Discovery Channel, and I got to hang out with him for an entire afternoon, and the footage he got was just phenomenal.
Wow!
He was showing me these whole pack of wolves that were like 12 or 15 of them that were chasing down an elk, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
How you doing, Mr. John Kopi? Thank you for coming in, sir.
Yeah, John.
Really appreciate you, brother. I want to say hi to Sunrise Water Media. Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate you, my brother. Anyway, did you see what John Kopi asked you, Aldias?
I did. I answered. I have 2 naked GoPros. Both are working, and the one that I fried, the GoPro 7, GoPro sent me a replacement, and I bought the 4K SMO Insta, but I think I'm going to sell it. I haven't even opened the box. I think I have enough FPV cameras, so I think I'm going to get rid of this one right here.
I really don't like.
I think I'm happy with my naked. I've been looking at stuff, and it was kind of like an impulse buy.
Now, are those digital or analog?
These are just like your regular action cameras, Adrian, but they're like stripped down.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. I got 2 of those naked. Yeah, naked. There you go. You got. Which one is that one, Smalls?
6.
6. Yeah, same as mine. Same as the 2 I got.
There he goes, Mr. Matt North, Mr. Wanker.
Bloody phone overheated, mate. The sun's right on it on the dash. Blood didn't like that.
Yeah. Whatever. Just be
careful. Driving on the wrong side of the vehicle. I'm just kidding.
That's
just kidding.
No wonder these. I thought they were all maniacs. They're all driving towards me.
What the hell's he doing?
Get the hell out of my way!
I didn't realize it's all a mirror image in Australia. That's the thing. Everything's a mirror image.
It is. Yeah, that's right, mate. That's right. Upside down.
I just built.
So I can practice. Just I can put a mirror in front of me and I can practice driving in Australia. I'll be perfect when I get there.
Are you coming over?
I seen
someday.
Oh no,
Someday.
yeah, right.
Oh, you got
like to get down there.
You got the big cine rig, the big old. What are you putting on that, Small? What camera?
Hold on.
Lost him. There he is.
Oh, he's out.
He's back.
Go ahead, Aldi. Ask him again.
I was gonna say, what camera are you putting on that? That's one of the FPV rigs. You put a micro 4/3 or a full frame camera.
Yeah, the Z-Cam.
Z-Cam. Oh, nice.
Nice.
Look at that thing.
Either Z-Cam or the Sony.
You got a whole production going, huh?
Yeah, man. I got all the birds.
Nice.
I mean, he got his own company out.
Yeah.
That's what he does for a living, man.
Well, he's doing cinematic and movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Not construction and stuff. That's a whole nother niche right
that's
there.
Another level.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah, it is.
He knows all about golf now.
To get there. That's why my wife keeps telling me, Chuck, you should learn how to. You got to fly better so you can work for Hollywood. It's like, holy crap, they have some high demands. I don't know if I'm up for that one. So that's what Smalls is doing, right? Doing that stuff.
Yeah,
big time.
Smalls, are you in the camera union? Did you have to join that?
I'm in both unions. I'm in 600 and 479.
Okay.
No,
Actually, I got a question for you. What's your favorite time of day to fly?
Oh shit! Here we go. Here we go.
I don't really.
He's getting brave with them collar. Look at that collar.
They're pretty good, isn't it, Al?
Check collar back. Tuck that goddamn collar in, son.
It's protecting his neck from harmful UV rays. That's what it's doing.
Yes.
That's his safety, mate. Safety first.
That's right. Safety first.
Gotta remember, the mosquitoes out there are pretty big. Don't want to zap them in the neck.
Everything's bigger in Australia. Freaking spiders are like as big as our heads.
Hey,
that's normal.
Hey, what's going on, Jackson RC Aviation? Thank you for coming in, man.
Hey, Jackson.
Really appreciate you, bro. Thank you, Bob Casey. I really appreciate that too, man. Hit that thumbs up for the stream, please. But anyway, I actually noticed, Matt, every time you're doing your stream or you join somebody, your freaking collar is always up like that, like you're covering your neck from something.
It's a style. It's Australia.
What is an ugly style,
mate.
by the way?
It's preppy.
It's a preppy
Going
thing.
back to
it's crappy. Don't bottle him up, Chuck. That's
crappy.
What
it is.
You look like shit.
Oh,
only people that wear their collars like that are the people in Malibu out here in California. That's it.
I told you the other day, Adrian, at least it's my collar that's the only thing that looks shit, and you got to walk around with that face of yours. You can't change that.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
So I'll put my collar down just for you, Adrian.
Adrian's gears are turning. I wait for the
I don't
response.
think you can tuck those things down, man. Those things are starched straight. They're not going anywhere.
Because the dry cleaner, extra starch.
Look at
Load it up.
I sent him to Adrian's place.
Hey, Aldiaz, look what John said.
I was considering to sell it. Since you probably still have it. So yeah, I'll sell it. Email me or message me on Facebook if you're interested. I'll let it go. Good price.
He's a good seller.
I haven't
John,
opened
he's a good seller.
It's all taped
4
up.
stars.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Rick Halber saying hello.
That's Chuck. He has my old Zoom.
I got interviewed. I actually, John, Al had to call me up and interview me and make sure I was a suitable buyer for his Mavic 2 Zoom at the time. But it was
wanted to make sure Chuck would love it like Matt loved his Spark.
Yeah, it was like Sam on Cheers when he was selling his Corvette.
No, there's never going to be another love like Matt loved his Spark.
Exactly.
Oh, sensational.
I missed my Spark, actually, now that you mentioned Spark. That was a really cool freaking drone.
You said that too, Chuck. I don't even know why you let it go. I'm not going to say it. As a matter of fact, you know what? I've had about 30 people ask to buy my Spark on my Mavic Air 1, and I tell them no, I'm not selling it.
The Mavic Air I had no problem getting rid of, as weird as it sounds, but the Spark, that was so cool. The portable charger, it held 2 batteries. I had this little itty bitty rucksack that I carried everything I needed to fly. It was like,
yeah, man. Yeah. And the footage is fantastic. I've only just put the footage into DaVinci for the first time. I've been out flying the Spark lately, and the footage is bloody fantastic to work with. So easy to work with in DaVinci. You just take the saturation down a bit. Oh, mate, and it's a great picture. Bit of mid-tone in it. It's sharp as all buggery. It's fantastic, mate.
You make me hate myself because I'm using DaVinci 17 finally. I finally adopted it, and I'm not buying another one because I sold out. I'm done. I made my decision. All sales are final. Yeah, I do miss Spark, though. It's a good little drone.
Yeah, it is. It is very good. Be nice if it had a bit more battery life, but
that was the reason made it easy for me to get rid of was the 15 minutes in the air and I was Dunsky. That made me, and then 15. When it was colder, it was even less. Yeah.
Mate, 15, that's going good, to be honest. You know, I'll get
I know 12 was more like it.
Yes, my average is about 12, mate. You got to get there, get your shots, and get it back before it falls out of the sky.
And that was one of my problems because I needed more time because I'm lousy at setting up the shots. I wasn't a good planner. You have to really plan out your flight before you do it with Spark.
Hey, Aldiaz, look at what John said again.
What I need to interview to see the kid for the camera. Just gotta love it. Gotta love it like you love your wife or your girlfriend.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
That's not.
You won't sell you crap either. You'll be fine. There'll be no problem.
No, actually, I've never opened that, and I have the receipt, so it'll be good to go if there's any issues. If he's interested.
Yeah, you don't love your wife like you love your Spark. No.
There's no comparison, really.
There isn't.
Although the Spark's a feisty little bugger, and jealousy reigns supreme when the other 2 drones are there with it, and vying for attention and all that shit. And but you know,
I backed mine into a brick wall. Bounced. Mine bounced off the brick wall. I had the prop guards, and I told these guys last week about that.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Full tilt.
What happened? Your props came off your drone?
No, the Spark, it broke connection when I was doing a pullback shot, and it broke connection, and it wasn't very far from me. It was like my second flight, and the thing just went full tilt backwards and slammed into the side of a freaking brick wall of a church. It was like just bounced off.
Dust it off. Off you go again.
Yeah, I had a couple little scuffs on the prop guards. It was fine. It was a tank.
How you doing, Ashradabra One? Thank you for coming in, sir. Really appreciate your support. But I had a couple of issues when it comes to my Spark also, Chuck. I know that Matt always made fun of me because of that, but that damn thing when they hit the first day that I actually took it, after I activated it, like a dummy, I was flying it in my house without
I did that.
Phone,
keep going. I did it.
So I didn't know that the battery was gonna die that quick. But then the sucker started going up on the roof, and I just started slamming against the roof. Really
I had
hard.
the same thing. Adrian, the same thing happened to mine. I was I was trying to be a show off. It was like Thanksgiving. So I said, everybody's over for Thanksgiving stuff. Like, let's get a droney shot in the house, which is the dumbest thing you could ever think of doing. So I pop up Spark and it was like the prop wash or something like sucked it up to the ceiling. And it's like bouncing off the ceiling.
How'd it go?
Yeah, it was a fail. I wish somebody recorded me doing that. That would have been hilarious. That would have been, YouTube gold right there. Dumbest thing ever.
But what were you going through? I want to do a selfie in the house. What, a droney? What? Is that what you were doing, a droney?
No. I just wanted to take the drone up like close to the ceiling and get a shot of everybody in the room.
Right.
I didn't have a tripod that tall, but it was just, but it went up close to the ceiling. Then like the prop wash kind of like sucked it up to the ceiling, starts bouncing off the ceiling.
Yeah, they don't like that. I get that with my tiny hawk up against the wall. It goes, just stays there.
Yeah, something about the aerodynamics, right? It must be like kind of like it sucks itself into wherever it is.
Well, that's where it's sucking. It's blowing the air down. So
yeah, aerodynamics.
Cool. Yeah,
right. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
It matter of fact, to answer Ashwadaver 1, it is true. The price for the Spark is more than the Mavic Mini 1. That is true. I've seen it on Amazon.
It's keeping its price well.
Really?
I'd rather have the Mini. It's going to sound horrible. I'd rather have the Mini just because I can fly it in Canada, and I can't fly it without having to take their pesky little exam.
Hey, it's Jim.
Yeah.
How come Jim
I noticed that Jim is in the house. Hey, Jim, I send you the link to the stream, Jim. If you want to go ahead and join in. What's going on, Hype Media? How you doing, brother?
Hype Media. How are ya? He's an Aussie boy.
Does he wear his collar like you?
Join, sir.
He's an Aussie boy.
Of course he does.
You guys ever heard of Adventures with Bernie? He's an Australian dude.
What does he do? He's not a motorbike rider, is he?
Travel vlogs. He does mostly travel vlogs.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Hey, Ashwadaver 1, that is true. I've seen it also on eBay. That's way more than the Mavic Mini 1. I've seen it too.
Wow.
Yeah, Amazon's starting to have like eBay prices, like ridiculous, like things you wouldn't consider purchasing at that rate.
Yeah, try to get a 3080 from anywhere. It's like kind of like that. Yeah.
A lens?
No, the graphics card, the RTX 3080, which I will admit is almost worth what they're scalping it for. I didn't get scalped, but the thing is badass. Definitely badass.
Hey Matt, you're changing up your camera angle. That was dynamic camera angle right there.
He is.
Well, I was doing an orbit. Doing an orbit around my steering wheel.
Why don't you attach it to the steering wheel? We can do orbits just by turning.
There you go. Or try a droney inside the cab.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there you go. Just throw it over your head. Do a droney.
There you go.
Well, that's better. Man, that'd be 5 points. 5 points moving violation in New York State.
Yeah, you got to get caught though, eh?
That's right. Nobody's watching us. Don't worry. There's nothing to worry about. You're fine.
No, not at all.
Steve, you're fine. Steve, you're fine.
Well, I do actually have to go because I'm nearly here at my first joint, so I'll have to leave you guys.
Before
you leave, a little bit of a rough road there.
Hey, Matt, before you leave, Stingray Ariel said you got an ugly ass pumpkin shirt.
He didn't say.
Who said that?
He said he's giving them laughs. He loves it.
Get your ass in the goddamn stream, man. What you waiting for?
Who said that, Adrian?
Stingray's got some attitude tonight.
Get your ass in here, man. You know what? You know,
Stingray Ariel.
People around like you normally do. Get your old ass in here. You and your ugly ass from start. Oh, he hung up the phone on me. Little bastard.
He never comes in. He never comes in. Oh, Gary. Yes. But anyway, have a good night, boys.
All right, man. See you later, man. Just say, brother.
Take care, Matt. Yep. Nice meeting you.
Shall do.
What's going on, Brent Nonley? How you doing, Brent Nonley?
I did have Brent.
Go, man. Bye.
Damn,
you want to come? There you go.
No, Jim.
Let me go and bring the man with the mustache in, the man with the ugly ass mustache in the whole world.
Jealousy will get you nowhere, man.
Smokey the Bandit.
Al, I could kill you for
that
loaded up that video you sent me, bro.
Which video?
Go ahead, Ron.
What
Those
video
I
are you
just
speaking?
wanted to show you, Adrian, a little. I was just showing Jim earlier. Little practice that I'm doing with this new 360 camera. I know you said you had interest in attaching it to your drone, and
Yes.
again, this is just a test. That's all it was. No editing, but I thought it turned out kind of good. Just a gazebo I flew under.
Oh, how cool is that?
Looks fucking amazing, man.
How did it fly? Was it stable or was it drifting?
It actually was pretty stable. I did notice when it got a little distant out. And then I did this one. This is kind of cool. It does like a fly through effect. I put it through the front of our ambulance. I thought it was kind of neat.
Because I was waiting for you to put the window down and go through the window, but you went through the door.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's awesome.
That's a cool transition.
Yeah. That's
Did
cool.
you do that in app? Was that the app that you the Insta360?
Yeah, right in the app. Yeah.
Cool.
But again, I'm learning with it. Just a couple practice shots.
It's a lighter camera than the 1R, which is pretty good. I like it because you can mount it to anything as opposed to the bigger one that's modular.
I did notice that bracket, Adrian. That I thought you had that bracket.
I actually do. I found it, but I noticed that one little piece, you know how it attaches to the arms? One of the little notches is actually broke, so it won't even attach. That's the problem that I was having. I bought me another one today. It should be here Tuesday.
Did you find it?
I found it, yes.
I tried to look for it for you last week, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I found they got some more available in Amazon, so I bought me another one.
Oh.
But that little notch that attaches to the drone, one of them is actually broke. That's why it won't clip on.
Okay.
Jim, no comment on Adrian's mic. Mr. Accessory.
All that with an iPhone. Hey, listen, I can't complain because I'm sitting here using a Logitech Brio that won't even correctly do colors.
I'm using the same camera as you then. I'm using the Brio.
How you doing, Stevie? Capture Live Connection. How you doing, man? Thank
Jim
you for coming in.
Brio images issues.
You got to open up you got to load up the Logitech app and then make the adjustments and close it. Then you got to close it though before you can open up StreamWorks. It should keep all your settings.
Well, let me ask you something. How do you? Because I've tried to get it to adjust. Everything else in the background will be, but I'm white as a ghost. No matter how I play with the lighting, I see it changing right now. I've got an LED panel trying to block the lights on the roof, the ceiling. Well, it don't work.
So you're using Logitech Capture? Using the little purple square with the white circle in it? Logitech Capture is your app?
No.
Set it up?
No, I've got the Logitech app that you can set all the parameters for.
That's Logitech Capture. Yeah, that's what you should be using.
Capture is the 4K app.
That's what I'm using. I dialed in. That's what I did before I got on tonight, for that matter.
No, there's two apps, and I use the one called Logitech Camera.
Well, I'm using seriously. Try Logitech Capture. Give it a whirl. Just for kicks.
Well,
Humor me.
No, but I can stay on here, or will it shut it off?
Because there's me, and then there's you.
Yeah, you might change it. You find somebody who's trying a different setting. Go for it.
Well, the one Logitech Camera allows you to zoom in, zoom out, left, right, and then change the brightness and colors. But I just started up the Capture one you're talking about.
So you might have to drop out, but you can't use it in. So StreamWorks, you'll have to drop off, then make your changes in Logitech Capture, and then close Capture, and then come back in here. And
you're actually a little bit flatter. You're not as bright. The color's not as bright. At least that's what I've noticed. If there's been any change, I don't know. Could be the light from your monitor.
There, that was a little different. Well, you are getting some reflection from your monitor. I see the blue. There's a lot of blue from your monitor.
You see the light on his face.
Nothing I can do about that because it's a 43-inch TV.
Well, Fred is right. It's
we don't feel bad for you now. Then Now I don't feel bad for you if you have a 43-inch monitor.
Hey, if you got an NVIDIA 3080, you could feel bad for me.
Oh,
did you grab a 3080?
That's a nice dead blue.
Yeah, I have the Asus Tough. It's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like it.
That's the rig you bought?
Just the card.
Just the card.
I actually did grab it. I grabbed it in a pre-built though. That my parents needed a new machine for Christmas, so it was perfect. I put a 980 Ti in that rig. Took the 3080 out, put it in mine. And
what are you going to use for CPU? Are you going i9?
I have an i9, but it's a little older. It's a 7940X, so it's 14 cores.
When I looked at the NVIDIA site with that, they were doing all their specs on the 3070, 3080 with the i9 10900.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm using DaVinci, which uses the card more than the CPU.
That's what I learned that the hard way. You're right. DaVinci, it kind of ticks me off. My card does about 20% of the heavy lifting, and 80% is the 7940X keeping up, and it's overclocked and everything, and it's cooking pretty good. Gets up to about 80 degrees Celsius. It's cooking.
But when you have DaVinci Studio, you're using the neural engine to do your open effects and stuff like that.
Fusion?
It uses the GPU. Yeah.
So
I've
only messed with Fusion a little bit. That's cool. But yeah, it's definitely the 3080 is certainly more tuned to a gamer than it is for us as creators. But
it gives you that HDMI 2.1, which puts out the HDR signal to the TV.
It's very nice. Yeah, I'm using I have an Alienware 34 that I'm beaming it to, the 34 curved, which is pretty sweet.
Oh shit, PC talk. Jim likes that.
I love that PC talk.
Tech Tuesday on a Saturday night.
PC to me,
bastards over here.
PC baby. Is Mike Envy? See that? You
PC
changed your
talk.
color. Look at that.
Oh,
now you froze. Well, I think Jim probably went out that if he changed the settings and turned on that capture software, it's going to lock him out enough to get back in.
A lot of you guys don't know Jim is part vampire.
Yeah, what do you call it?
I need my silver bullets and wooden stakes and
Mr.
garlic.
Tech,
Lots of garlic.
well, he just froze up, Mr.
Hey,
Tech.
Yeah, Mr. Tech Tuesday.
Mr. Tech froze up.
I do want to welcome Jim's Droning. How you doing, Jim's Droning? Thank you for coming in, sir. Hey, Tom, let's capture online to answer you if you want to come on in. So I'll send you the link if you want to join. I just got your email. I'll reply back.
Adrian, you got to screenshot that. Jim's got a smile on his face. Oh shit, he's gone.
Oh, he dropped. Well, he didn't drop out.
I was going to do it.
Hey Chuck, if he comes in looking good and like top notch, he owes you a lot because he's been having trouble with that shit for quite some time.
No, if it probably won't work, and I'll just be the same old idiot that I always am. But it works for me. I mean, I'm using this. So I have a couple of lights in here that, I got a couple of these things that I'm using, but.
Hey, Chuck, that background, is that a green background that you have?
The green screen. Then the shot is it's a waterfall shot from my. It's a waterfall shot from my vlog from a week ago. Yeah.
Why StreamYard like that? You need a actual green screen, and Zoom, you can just put a background of a picture. And
it comes the green screen just makes it a lot
enhances it or something.
Crisper, yeah, and yep. Got to go 100%, man. All in.
Well, if you're streaming, you got a show and you're streaming, yeah. I can understand. I see
just
that.
Figured, yeah. You're right, though. A lot of software will do it pretty well without it. Just don't wear a green shirt. That's all. Be the invisible man.
Yes, you will.
How you doing on that project, Smalls? Are you almost done or what?
Yep.
He's been at it the whole time.
Well, his focus and concentrating.
I
like the camera angle better now. We can really see what you're doing. It's cool.
Yeah, he did change that. That is good.
Yeah. Using my phone.
We actually trying to learn a little bit from you, Smalls. That's all we
need
doing.
to learn how to solder. I stink at it. I destroy everything that I solder.
Chuck, you're not the only one. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing.
I overheat everything. I used to be really crazy. I had my dad's soldering guns, like a Weller iron from like the 60s and things like this big. and it melts everything. So I bought a pencil. I was just trying to fix a subwoofer, replace the capacitors that popped open in a Polk Audio subwoofer, and fail. Freaking destroyed everything. The board separated.
I'm a newbie at soldering. It's a little bit difficult for me as well.
Suck at it.
It's like anything, you just got to keep on doing it so you get good at it.
But I need to do it on something that doesn't matter. I should have probably kept the broken amplifier that I replaced. Yeah. But you're right. You got to keep trying. I've never been a good solderer my entire life.
All right, I got power.
Adrian, you need to figure it out. Do a how-to video, and me and a lot of people will watch it. I'm sure.
So when you can you say Smalls, when you start shooting for those gigs?
Well, I start shooting Monday, Walking Dead, and this is in a week and a half with Marvel. And HBO is starting up another show that I'm not 100% sure what it is. I know it's a pilot, but I have to do some drone work for them too.
Wow! So my buddy Zach at work, he probably sees your name in the credits all the time. He's huge. Yeah, your name's in the credits. I hope, right? Get some credit.
I'm sure.
Better be.
Yeah.
Sure
do we look for you as Smalls or your real name? Or both?
So my last name is Small without the Z.
Without the Z. Okay.
All right. Stupid newbie me. Okay.
How many seasons have they been doing with aerial captures?
Cool, Walking Dead.
Just like they must have been doing that just as recent, right? Because I've watched that show a lot. Not in terms of the last few seasons, but I remember in the beginning they never had aerial shots. At least I don't remember. That's awesome, man. He's in on that.
That is super cool. He's doing Walking Dead.
Yeah, that's
really jealous.
Cinematography stuff.
So jealous.
That's awesome.
Oh man, I don't know you guys, but that's what like my wife and I'll be watching movies like drone shot. You
could totally,
and my wife's like, why can't you do that stuff? Like, well,
hey Ron, I just noticed. You got that damn. You got that Rodney Bell hat on the goddamn deer. I keep wondering what the hell is that. I'm looking like what the fuck is that? I can look familiar. What the hell is that? Is that what it is? The Rodney Bell hat? Okay, I thought so.
Stevie, you should be all right with the Master Air Screw if they're on your Mavic 2 platforms. Just don't put it on your Phantom.
Hey, Aldi.
Do those fold up? Do the Mavic?
That's why I bought them.
Well, how's that help on a Phantom?
It's one less step you have to do. I'm being lazy. You see that? I figure I get to these sites, I can launch it.
You can leave them on the drone. You can fold them up and have them face the arms, and then
I can have it packaged or in a casing with the props on. So that's why I did it.
I wonder, did you ever find out what the issue was?
None of the files I had show any issue with the drone, like ESCs failing, and that's why I fell out of the sky. I'm telling you, I heard plastic like hitting something, like props hitting. You know that noise when props hit something.
Yeah, like
and it was coming. Yeah, it was coming down like a fan. It was coming down, and it just dropped like a rock. Still haven't heard anything from those guys, and I don't expect to.
Actually,
and my insurance I had is just liability. It wasn't the whole coverage because they don't have that out here in California. You can't get what's it called that everybody.
I have State Farm and
State Farm, State Farm will not.
That would have been one and done. If I was you and I flew and the thing crashed, then I could make a claim. But it's one and done. Then they just, from what I've heard, they just
they stop. Yeah, and then the DJI, I don't think you can get an insurance policy where you pay care refresh on the drone. That's what 4 years old, 3 years old.
So it's covered drone insurance anymore.
Oh, State Farm doesn't?
I didn't think they did.
It's
I know they don't do out here in California.
They do in New York State because I still have it, and it's a great deal because I have 2 of the 3 Mavics on it because they never bothered adding a third one, but it's only like $60 a year. It's like,
oh man, I would be all over it if that was the case, but for some reason they just don't have it out here. I don't know why.
But again, it's kind of nice to have it because if you do have a problem, you can make a claim. But then you're pretty much done.
Wow. One and done, right? One crash
Pretty
and
much,
that's it.
yeah. From what
And
I've
then
heard, yeah.
what does your deductible raise up to after that? Does it increase? Like after
No, because
you crash?
it's just. Well, I don't know. I've never made a claim. I don't know.
Oh,
I've never asked it. But you can't do it commercially though. You can only. It's only as a hobbyist. Strictly, the State Farm is strictly hobbyist. If I fly my Part 107, then
I could have done that when I use Skywatch because I do the insurance monthly, pay monthly when I have a certain amount of jobs, and I don't do the hub insurance, which is like the whole drone. And if I did do that, it'll be a little bit more. But if I have an accident, I'll get reimbursed the drone.
Chuck, do they have a deductible?
For what?
For State Farm.
I've never.
Chuck,
would you believe it's like it rides on your homeowners, so I've never worried about the deductible.
Okay, 10-4.
Ron, I'll have to look and let you know. I'll dig into it because I did it because it was so easy. I've never made a claim, so I haven't worried about it or anything.
So what I mean,
if you ever read the policy, like A,
I'm an idiot.
and B, how does it cover you? Like, how do I say? Like, if
liability,
if you make a mistake.
Oh, you mean like a liability thing?
Yeah.
So the liability is actually that I'm covered for with like $1 million and like another 300,000, like whatever deal. But and that goes on that's on your homeowners as well. There's like an umbrella policy too with State Farm. So that if I drop it on somebody's head, then I am covered.
Right.
And I think everybody should really consider talking to now that's important. Losing a drone, I really don't care about, honestly. I mean, it's a drone.
I think I was more happy that no one got hurt. Hey,
yeah, right.
I usually see that guy on those guys.
And I don't want to hit anybody either. I mean, but I am covered if something really horrific happens.
How you doing, Tom? Thank you for coming in, sir.
Good, Adrian. How are you? Hey, gents. How's everybody doing
Hey,
tonight?
Tom. How you doing?
Doing pretty good, Tom.
Good. Hello, Al.
How's it going?
Good.
Jim still looks the same.
Yeah. Hey, can I fail you? If you're a native New Yorker, raise your hand. Oh shit! Look out!
Oh shit, Mr. New York City #1, New York City #2, #3, #4.
I'm not New York City though. I'm Central New York.
Long Island.
Long Island, nice.
Yeah, well, considered Long Island. Hey, Stevie, how are you?
You're on my island.
Queens.
Brooklyn and Queens are on my island. Get the hell off.
I was talking to a tech support dude that was from a company in California last week, and the guy, I'm talking to him on the phone, and we're pretty much wrapping up. I'm like, your accent, you sound like you're from like downstate New York, New Jersey or something. He's like, yeah, actually I'm from New Jersey. I was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so are you actually in California? He's like, nope, I'm in my house in New Jersey. Okay. Anyway, our accents give us away. Our accents give us away.
Follows me everywhere.
I'm not upstate. I'm not upstate, actually. Upstate is technically, Al, correct me if I'm wrong, but upstate is kind of like just above the Hudson, up into almost Albany is upstate. Then you get into central New York, which is like, Rochester, Syracuse, Utica, and that kind of thing. So technically.
To us on
you're not hurting my feelings though. Upstate, I don't care. There's You can divide the state into upstate and downstate, and that's fine too. So I'll get off that now. I'll stop that right now.
Now, Aldias,
the blue.
Aldias, explain to me what's the problem with the master air screw? Why is everybody making such a big hoopla about it? What's the matter? What's the problem with him?
Well, the Air 2 props had flashing on them. They didn't clean off, and they were vibrating like crazy, and that was a problem with their first release. And I think they made good on that.
Show me a video, Al.
Adrian, Al's just to show you the fucking drone. Adrian, I had no issues on.
Al's the Phantom.
On the Mavic 2 Pro, I had it on the camera's off now. On the Phantom 4. On this one, fell out of the sky. Still have the props on there, but I'm telling you, man,
stinks.
That sucks.
It wasn't an ESC failure or anything like that, and it was just 50 feet up in the air. I heard something hitting the props, and I think it was that back arm. I think it was the oscillation vibration on his back arm was so bad that it dropped.
You have
like
a mark across that arm?
I have a scuff on the prop, and there is no heavy mark on the actual arm.
Weird.
You know
Bring
what I
that
mean?
closer and show the cracks again now. Look at that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's a hard,
Let me show
hard
the
hit.
arm more.
So,
Fuck is the arm right there? Let me turn it this way.
That's some thick plastic too.
my feeling is twofold: quality control issue, and I think somebody's not checking on their materials. So
yeah, because like the Air 2s had the Air 2 props had the flashing issue. I wonder if Al's Phantom props had something similar going on.
There's a lot of flex in the hub.
I know Stevie tried them, and all Stevie did it originally was put them on the table to see that vibration. But they appeared to be perfectly balanced. So Stevie was originally giving it a thumbs up, but I think he was going back to the well again to check it out.
You can't see it.
But I know there's been nothing but reports on issues.
Look at that. I mean, it's touching the frame.
Yeah,
and I'm barely pushing it down on it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? They were great on the
your
platform.
maneuver.
The Mavic 2. I just went straight up, Tom. I went straight up, and then I came straight down.
That's
bad
a good
air.
point.
That's what I was telling Jim.
The blade itself is too flexible, and think about it. Your ascent, especially with the Phantom's got some significant ascent speed. I think it's what 7 milliseconds. But
get a lot of
meters per
deflection
second.
going on.
So
Get a
I
lot of
think
prop
could you have
deflection.
that inflection that it's hitting? Then those they wind up out of sync, and you're not getting the amount of lift you need. So she went up about how far? About 50, 60 feet?
About 50 feet, about 48, 49. Right. And then that's what I lost all the data on air data. Because they only collected a certain amount of it, but nothing to the fact that there was an issue with the ESC or anything like that. It's just crazy how I heard that fan noise. Yeah, the fan noise hitting, and then it just dropped.
Yeah. So that's my suspicion. She's
no word from Master Air Screw Props. There was somebody who commented on my video because I just went like a little tour around the damage. And he said that he caught the vibrations before liftoff, and that they were so violent it knocked the plastic cap. You used to write it, Jim. You on the other day on your stream, that it took off the plastic cap underneath the Phantom,
the light cap underneath the motor.
You see what on 51 drones. He just started up, and she started to dance on. The table.
that was
right
the Air 2, and
she's not balanced. Plus,
Russ's
he had
Air 2
scuffing. Was... Yeah. He had scuffing, rough edges.
On the little Air 2?
Uh-huh.
Damn.
It was moving though. It was dancing on the table. It was moving.
That's why when
I never had that issue.
Steady
on the Mavic 2 platform.
Yeah. I think the
I
ascent
bought a pair of
again that you're going to get the flex down on the ascent because the air pressure above the surface, right?
Exactly.
They're ridiculously flexible. I bought the set for the Mavic 2 Pro, the orange ones. And
those are the same ones I told you about, Jim. Yeah, you told me I'm not putting them on my drone. They're too flexible.
I was showing you how they bent so ridiculously much. I was like, whoa. In a wind.
The premise behind that is that's what's supposed to make it lighter, is that there's less resistance to the wind. Okay, but I guess you can go a little too far.
Now, one thing I know that I have the Master Air Screw for quite a few of my drones, Tom. And Jim even went ahead and saw a video live that I did on Matt. My Master Air Screws on my drones, man, they are perfect. They are beautiful.
I bought them because
Adrian, no doubt. That's why I think it's a QA issue. That's why I think it's a quality assurance issue. Because I think it's plastic, okay, and they're not checking the product for final parameters.
Yeah.
Okay. That's just changed. Maybe getting a little shoddy there. And it could be twofold, right? They're trying to get product out. They're trying to keep people employed. It's, it's a rat race. So, they probably had delays on shipments of product. And they might have had to change suppliers too.
They're probably just not taking the time to just look over it, because even Ross from 51 Jones did a video for the Mavic Air 2, and that thing was vibrating violently. You know what I mean? Across the ground.
Yeah. Moving across the deck, yeah.
And then he showed the video where the edges of the prop, it wasn't even smooth. It was like shit, like somebody cut it with a butter knife.
Yeah.
Right. And that affects the weight of each of those. I mean, the tolerance on those props is pretty tight, because otherwise you're going to get that imbalance. And if you get that imbalance, that's where you get the dancing, right? So that definitely affects your flight parameters. So yeah,
I'm never going to put a set. I'm never going to put the set back on my Mavic 2 Pro. So if you're interested,
right?
You're interested in these master screw air props for your Mavic 2 platform, hit me up and I'll send it to you. I'll kick them down.
Stingray,
that's what
Stingray Ariel's right. He says with OEM, and you know what? I don't know. You guys do you guys really feel that the master air screw props are that much better and quieter? Because it's marginal at best, in my opinion.
Well, in New York City, it's too noisy here. It doesn't matter one way or the other.
Take it up higher. If it's noisy, take it up higher.
Yeah, you know, to be honest with you, Chuck, it's not like it's gonna make it like 80% quieter. It ain't. It's just gonna be a little bit.
It's a lower pitch, which is less of.
This is what they sold you on: less of a pitch, power. You're supposed to give reserve a little bit more power, and they're cheaper than the OEM props.
Not a lot cheaper though, but a little bit.
Well, would you say that now? They're cheaper.
What was that?
You've ever had?
Would you say they're cheaper now, Al?
I mean, they cost me. That's what I'm saying. Anybody's interested, let me know.
I hear you.
Yeah, well, you know, look.
Hey, Al Diaz, you got my address. Send them to me.
If I send you something, you don't even use it. You don't even fly your drones. This is you.
Wait a minute. Whoa. No. Wait a minute.
Like a kid and shit. Like when you're a kid playing with Tonka toys.
Well, see, Al Diaz, it's raining outside, and I can't even fly. I've been trying to fly today, but I can't. I got ideas for some videos, but I can't fly right now.
You were out earlier this week.
It solved the problem with the Mavic Air,
around.
with the annoying killer swarm of hornets. Okay, so it definitely solved that problem. The Mavic, the original Mavic Air. Okay.
Yeah.
That was those were hugely impressive. Yeah.
Oh man, you know the drop in pitch was a big
upgrade.
Was a big seller. There, okay. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a proponent of original equipment manufacturers. Usually the route I'll take. Especially when it comes to flight dynamics.
I like the fact that they're made in the United States of America. Is that horrible? Like they're made in California.
Sometimes that's not saying much.
Well, you know, stuff happens, but it sucks that they're not taking care of you, Al. That bothers me.
They see, that's part of it, right? Reach back, at least made some time. Oh, we're sorry.
Something, yes. At least they're afraid. If they acknowledge it, that's admission of guilt. So
that's it, right there.
You're right. You nailed it.
They're afraid because, but
Stevie's coming out with his next video. So, yeah, you know what? If they would respond quickly and address it, hey, there's always problems, right? It's the same way I feel about the DJI battery problems on the Mavic 2 series. You know, the swollen batteries. React to it. Let people know, hey, we got a supply chain issue. We don't make the batteries ourselves. Okay? So if you're having problems, reach out to us. Instead of getting that groundswell of negative where you're having problems. I mean, I didn't react to my battery situation until I started hashtagging the shit out of them. Okay,
originally they sent me an email saying, too bad. Sorry about your luck. Go buy a new battery.
Same thing. At least they sent you something. I didn't get anything like that. I'd be happy to get blown off.
No, they replaced mine. They replaced mine for free.
Yeah, I got batteries from them, but they really pissed me off because I had to go through. I showed them how many times I showed them spinning on a flat surface. Okay, and it turned out, they only had 30 cycles on them, and I treat them properly. Okay. I fly public safety. I know how to take care of my crap. But the thing that got me was the fact that it was over and over and over again until you basically embarrassed them. Then they said, okay, we're going to send you 4 batteries. Great. I'm headed out to the West Coast. I need them right away. Of course, I can get them right away. B&H, 4 batteries. Okay. I come home. The day after I'm home, 4 new batteries arrive. Okay.
Nice. That's nice customer service. That's what you would hope
You know,
for.
then I had 8 batteries.
Nice.
Okay, plus the 2 that I salvaged. So yeah, keeping 10 batteries cycled is always a lot of fun.
That's work.
It's a pain in the ass
Yeah,
now.
It's like battery daycare.
Yeah,
it's like Stevie says it. The
like a
reason why
nursery. You have like a battery nursery
Yeah.
set up. Do you
Yeah,
like
exactly.
hospital beds and everything? And
Yeah.
I ever bought the air
Don't
screw
fight
props because they work great
local
on.
fire code.
man, yeah, I know.
That's
I
why
mean, we're
I
actually
figured
comment.
foldable props on Phantom. It's awesome.
I have a question for you guys. Reference to the master air screws. Are they quieter? As you guys say, yes. Do they run?
A little bit. They're not significant.
I think the
it's
perception of
decibels.
it's the perception
Oh.
more than the actual
Right.
decibel drop, because the sound. I don't know if the sound power is actually
pitch.
lower on them, but it's a lower pitch, so it's less obnoxious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a
Lower
mind
frequency
thing.
tone. Yeah.
That's the whole point I'm getting at, is it a mind thing? Do they run the risk of what happened to Al? Yes. Do they improve your footage? No. Will they cover you if in the event that something like what happened to Al with
Apparently
DJI
not.
cover you?
Oh no way. No.
Will the louder sound of the regular OEM props? To me, there's times, I don't know about you guys, but there's times that, like, when I'm out in the mountains, like where I'm at, and I know my drone's coming in, I'm looking, at my screen, but it's like I
want
look
to
up
hear it.
in the bright sun and I can't see it, but all of a sudden I can hear it.
You can hear it.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good
valid
point.
Question
Ron, that's a
to
very
you
good point.
guys and my point is, are they worth it?
And
2
the answer
decibels.
is
2
maybe.
decibels is what they're using.
Drop a couple decibels with
But
all
it's the
the
sound pitch. And my point is, do you need them on, if you got a Mavic Air 2? Really? Do you need it on that bird? That bird's pretty quiet.
Pretty quiet right out of the box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even the Mini 2. I mean, look, the Phantom is the Phantom.
you got a Mavic 2 Pro, Phantom 4 Pro. You spent
Yeah,
$2,000. You're putting them up on a $26 prop. No, it's not worth it.
I'm not. Yeah,
Very good point.
I agree with you.
Very good.
I agree with you. OEM. When it comes to flight dynamics, I'll go OEM. It's the way to do it. So.
Yeah, that's a live and learn moment.
Look, it's not that I'm not an accessory whore. Okay. Isn't an accessory, I don't know. That's part of the problem with these drones. Everybody who buys something from me winds up getting gifted all these accessories too. So I usually have good deals. But if there's an accessory out there, I'm probably testing it.
As I think we all do for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always find too, again, this is where I fly. Where I'm at in the mountains, there's times that I just literally crest a hill. And I'm looking at my telemetry. I know my drone's close, but I'm sitting here looking at a 1,000-foot mountain.
Yeah.
Maybe I come through a crevice somewhere. I'm only 300 feet in the air. But sometimes it's like, damn it, I can't see it because of the terrain, because of the sun, because of the trees. But I know it's close, and I know I can see it. If I can hear it. A lot of times, like I said, even like on the Mavic 2, I'll turn that light on the bottom of the Mavic 2. Love that thing. Oh my God, that thing has saved me many times. Find the drone. So I just question
that combined
guys.
with the radar dish, Ron. That's two. The radar is that gives you that situational awareness. Also, which way is it facing? How is it oriented to me? If you don't know, turn your own body, because it's going to be based upon the controller, so you can get a better fix on it. It's so easy to lose, okay, whether it's in the sun or it passes by clouds, even clouds that are 3,000-4,000 feet above it. You lose that contrast, and
is that
you
a
lose
floater?
the
Or is it the drone?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, credit to the Master Airscrew orange props. You can see them a little bit better than you could the OEM props.
Okay.
You get a few footage more, but and feet more. But it's like you said, Ron. It's probably best you want to hear it so you can get your bearings and then be able to bring it in if
That's
you're
a really
staring
good
at the
point.
sun or something.
I remember.
I always wondered why they made that Phantom 4 series white.
Good, Joe.
And you got to fly line of sight, and these things are white.
Yeah.
300 feet away, you can't see the damn thing. Don't lie to me.
That's why skins got popular.
That's why I agree with Matt more and more, and I got to get my butt in gear and buy one of those bright orange skins. And I've actually watched a couple of his videos. And sometimes drones are hard to see in somebody's video, but he was out with Andy the one day, and he was several hundred feet out, but you could see that orange drone way out there.
Ooh, Autel's got something going, don't they?
You can see the Autel Evo. You can see that thing out there.
Actually, I do like that color.
It's got a beacon underneath it. You can set the blinks like a second, 1 second. As opposed to the Mavic 2 just being a bright light and it never flashes.
I really like the Mavic 2 ED with the spotlight on top of it.
Yeah,
sweet.
I use the Arc 5 lights. They work good
coming
enough.
through a cloud of smoke.
There you go.
We use that for watching firefighters on top of rooftops, and you see you're trying to get yourself orientated. You throw that on, you can see in the smoke because you got the thermal imaging, but then you're trying to get that situational awareness of where the drone is.
Yeah.
So you turn on that spotlight on top, and it glows in the smoke, and I'm over there.
That's
no,
true.
we don't.
And I
we
clip
don't
these
fly
on.
right over the fire.
I just clipped these on the wings of the arms of the Mavic 2. A couple of
look at that.
crease strobe.
Stevie painted his blue.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
cool.
bright.
Yeah,
they're pretty damn bright.
Oh yeah, I got the Arc 5s
Decal
and the Arc 2s.
Yeah, go to Decal Girl. Get yourself a skin.
Yep.
It'll give you something to do for an hour.
They work in the daytime too. I fly in the daytime, Chuck.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm flying somewhere where like the sun's kind of low, I'll put one on the back arm of the Mavic so it's not in the camera shot at all. Just like if I rotate the drone around, I can there it is. Yeah.
Which ones do you have, Chuck?
They're Crees. The little single LED Crees.
Yeah,
I don't think they're good for
likes the firehouse. Is that the firehouse?
I don't think they're good for 3 nautical miles, so I doubt they're legit for flying like.
I've heard those Firehouse, so they're the Mac Daddy.
Any of these Arc 2s from Firehouse?
Those are the bigger ones. Yeah,
they're certified for 3 statute miles.
They're certified. Yes, they are certified.
Well, mine are not. I don't think this is the single one. I don't. Well,
these are the 2s, and these are the Arc 5s.
Yeah,
the Arc 5s have that little button.
Yes. Okay.
Yep. Because for 107.29, they
Night
were
flying.
listed them, and they qualified. So
cool.
They're certified for the 3 nautical miles. The other thing you might want to think about is the LumaCube. They're much larger in surface area. And you know what? You can get them with different lenses. So one color that's pretty good that people don't realize is blue. Blue travels pretty far.
Your eye actually sees green better.
Yeah, green is the best. Green is the best.
Really?
It's all how you're using it too, and what conditions you're using it in. So
I like red on the port and green on the starboard, just to be kind of proper.
Same as boating.
Is that weird?
The problem is the illusion that occurs because they're so close together, and if you're 1,000 feet out, you cannot tell which is on which side, and that's the problem.
Oh, it's
when you're talking about a wing surface.
Yeah, okay. It's just for the principle of it.
I agree.
That's all. But you're right. When they're that far out, you don't know which is left and right.
You
just want to be able to see the darn thing and get it back, right? Yeah, I know. Then you're seeing 2 little itty bitty blurry drones instead of 1 and all that.
Yeah.
Of course, there's always that radar in your lower left corner of your.
That is super helpful when you have connectivity. I lost connectivity on my Mavic Pro once. It was not fun. The thing went in the Addy and the wind blew it.
But see, that's where I have to dispute it, because look, we love this, right? We love flying these drones. Part of the fun is the stress that comes with making sure you always recover your drone. Okay, that's part of it, right?
That's the
That's
adrenaline.
the flight back. Am I going to make it or not? Okay,
I'm gonna make it back.
and then there's a group of buddies in New York who have tempted fate more than once to see either how close to zero or how far below zero they could get on the battery.
Yeah, no thanks.
Nothing like frying a set of batteries that way.
My low battery's set at 30%. That's when the warning comes on.
Yeah,
because I had a couple of close calls. Even it was set at 20%, so I bumped it to 30.
That helps keep money in your pocket.
I just
practice.
Yeah.
You know, it was funny last summer, and I won't mention his name, but I'm going to call him a Floridian. Was out in my area flying his Mavic 2. He had never really been in this area flying a drone before. So he came from flat Florida out to mountainous South Dakota. He was scared shitless. We were in a canyon. He got to experience kind of what I go through. I had him in the canyon about a quarter mile from where I lost my Mavic 2 last year. But yeah, he launched that thing. He's like, oh my God, he was freaking out because he was in the middle of these two big mountains, But yeah, it's a lot different depending on where you're at and where you're flying.
And especially when you fly below your takeoff altitude.
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll throw you for a loop too if you're not paying attention.
Yeah. It's kind of neat, I get to experience.
Hey, Joe Blaylock.
Yeah, hey, Joe. What's up, Ron?
I was curious how the Mavic 2 would handle up at altitude. I started at 12,100. I'm like, I'm curious how it's going to handle up at altitude.
No problem with the density.
No,
density.
I think
you are my
ceiling
density.
Is 19,005.
Yeah.
She's certified to fly to 19,005.
Really?
So
well, DJI actually tells you they used to anyway. I know on the Inspires they tell you
battery ton.
how much height before you should buy the advanced lift pops, because these things have the Inspires are 1560, so they got a 60-degree rake. But when you get up into that thinner air, you need a tougher rake to create that lift.
Yeah, the big thing is you're going to chew up battery. Okay, so the less density you have, the harder the motors have to turn, to maintain the same amount of lift.
Right.
So your 30-minute battery, you're good for about 18 minutes. Now, the other part to think about is, remember, you're only ever going to have to come down 1,640 feet. Okay, because that's your ceiling no matter what, unless you're hacking the bird. But irregardless, remember, coming down takes a lot longer than going up. So you got to compensate for that, and make sure that you leave yourself enough time to get back down to your landing spot. Especially in mountainous terrain where it's not easy to walk over and pick up your forward drone.
Yeah, or over water even. Or then underwater.
How you guys feel about hacking your drone? What's your thoughts on that?
Not doing it.
Not if you like. First off, if you're flying commercially, you're carrying insurance, and if you hack your bird, you're putting your insurance at risk. So that's the first thing. And secondly, an FSDO is not going to appreciate your bird got hacked as part of the extenuating circumstances. Why
and you can't live stream either.
Well, I mean hack, I mean no. You take away the flight restriction.
No limits. Yeah. NLDs.
If you put no limit drones on your drone, you can't.
There's another one too called drone hacks. That's why I mentioned.
I don't know. I've never had a problem.
Basically outright voided. Yeah.
I don't know you guys, but I haven't had too many cases where I haven't been able to fly. It's always maybe I had to do Lance or something to get the bird up in the air, but normally it's possible.
I had a couple of gigs by major airports, KSJO, San Jose International, and San Francisco International. And I had to go through DJI. I went through it this time, Jim, and I did it the right way. And they gave me clearance, but it was only for a set ceiling height, which barely got over the building to take pano shots.
Really? Because because the ceiling height should be, they're determined by the FAA. You know, you can look at them on your.
This was this was
sectional maps and everything. You can see
this was a zero grid. Right next to San Francisco International. I went on Kitty Hawk and I put a manual waiver in and, went through the whole spec. So I'm going to have a spotter there and we're going to be on connecting lines and this and that. And they gave me 150 feet, but I had to go to DJI to get the unlock. Yep. And I had to give them all the information I gave Kitty Hawk, all the manual information. And then they granted me clearance. So I guess if you don't have the right papers, you won't be able to get cleared. But,
Altitude Angel does it too, Al.
I never heard of that.
Good one.
If I'm on site, I use AirMap. I know a lot of people don't like them, and if I'm at home and it's pre-planned, then I use Kitty Hawk. And it's
they're pushing the UTM, selling it to the government for further control against us.
Great. Hey, Al, question on insurance. What are you using for your commercial flights?
I'm using Skywatch. Is it
Skywatch?
Skywatch.
Okay. Is that by the hour? Is that how that works?
You could do it by the hour, but depending on how many flights, I do it monthly.
Okay.
So like February this month, I have a lot of progression flights, so I buy for the month, and I buy the minimal, which is $1 million, and it's liability. So basically, if my drone falls from the sky, God forbid, and I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hurt somebody, God forbid. But
so Al, you can also get whole insurance from them also now.
Oh, really?
So the reason I'm sorry, Tom. The reason I asked is because here in New York State, I've been going through the paperwork process to get to fly at like state parks, and one of the things that's important is in New York, besides having 107 and all that, your insurance, you have to be covered for $2 million in liability.
Oh wow. That's the minimum.
Yeah.
That's
the minimum.
Yeah, $2 million.
So that's why I was curious. So I now I know who to go to ask and see what it's going to cost, because like State Farm, I'm good for like $1.3 million, but that's or maybe
you can raise it. It's going to cost you more money.
Well, yeah, sure, right.
Their max is like $5 million or something like that on Skywatch.
Yeah,
I believe, Al, they can go as high as $25 million.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So they got there's a big underwriter behind them, but the other thing they also do is they discount you based on the number of flights you take.
Yes, they do that.
And you get safety. You get safety points basically that reduce your premium cost.
Exactly.
Okay, so you get like Safe Flyer
business.
Exactly.
You get a Safe Flyer discount.
Yeah,
right,
nice.
Yeah.
Adrian's quiet over there. What are you thinking, man? You're thinking.
He's thinking about that. He's thinking about that mic in front of his face.
No, he's thinking about going commercial. He's thinking about getting 107 and flying commercial.
I'm actually over here thinking about something else. My children were just misbehaving. They were acting like two little jackasses just now, so I had to take care of them. And I'm just looking at them to see if they're gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna have to stop whooping some ass. I'm just trying to
giving them that stick eye, huh?
Jesus,
oh boy, here comes out the big hickory stick. It's coming out.
Look at that look on his face. Wow.
Cover up camera.
You get
do they know Spanish? Adrian, do they know Spanish?
So what now?
Do they know Spanish?
No, not really, no.
Okay, so they're kind of like me. Like my parents didn't teach me Spanish like they should have.
How you doing? Thank you for coming in, sir.
Adrian don't want to talk about it. All right, man. Sorry about that.
No. I'm good out there. It's just that I don't understand. They know how good they hide it. They won't be acting a little jackasses sometimes. They just drive me nuts, man.
I'm glad I don't.
Yeah, and that doesn't come to an end anytime soon, Adrian. Sorry to tell you that.
It gets better when they get older.
Who is Room Rider Drones?
He just said that's Tim Jackson. He said he changed his name.
He changed. Oh, is that Tim Jackson?
Tim Jackson.
He said it was his name or hard chair.
Does he wear his collar like Matt
Tim's
does?
in stealth mode.
No, he don't. Out there because I think he say he from Pennsylvania. He just moved to Australia a little while ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's been over there about 10, 15 years, I think.
Yeah, he's been
Hey,
down there a
Dan.
while.
Wow.
Drone Pool is there on there, Adrian. He can, you know him.
What
Dan.
up?
You know Dan Drone Pool.
Drone Pool.
He joined us.
Yeah.
Hey, Drone Pool, how you doing, man? Thank you for coming in, sir.
Hey, Adrian, are you getting a good amount of numbers on the stream?
Yeah, how's it looking?
How's it
Yeah, I
looking?
mean, it's better than last week. I don't think that everybody knew that I switched my days from Wednesday to Saturdays.
Well, they knew, but they said, it's just Adrian. Who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
that's
right.
right.
You're right.
Got to click. Anybody who's watching, click likey. Well, click like once, dislike twice.
Yes.
No, Adrian's good for usually like 5 thumbs down.
No, but see, right now I only showing 1 on 31 thumbs up. So I don't know. I guess I'm doing.
Okay, sweet. Good for you. It's that mic, man. I'm telling you. I'll be back.
It is. Gonna get the checks too.
That fucking incredible mic. Don't hurt yourself. You can fucking bump your head on that thing.
You can get away with just one of these, Adrian.
Hey, look, I just put the kit together. That's all I did.
I know.
No instruction. That they did it all by eyesight. I only looked. That piece goes here. That one goes here. That one goes there, and it came out exactly how the idiot book says.
He's double wrapping. That's what Jim's thinking. You're double wrapping.
2 condoms. She was that ugly.
What's going on? Matt North is back into his air. What's going on, Matt North? Where are you?
I need a good thumbnail for this name now.
Well, Adrian, I'll say your sound is good. If anything, the room's a little live, but the microphone's fine.
Yeah. So you're ready to start a radio station, buddy.
Now, who said that?
Have you got that gain knob on that one? I don't know. I forget.
No, not this one. Only have the volume button, Jim. Not the gains.
You know what I don't do? I don't know if any of you guys do. I don't plug into the back of the mic because you can hear yourself. That's so annoying to me. But people like to monitor their levels, I guess.
Yeah, I can kind of hear myself with them off the.
Now I got 4 thumbs down. I got 3. Somebody playing around. I think Jim is responsible for that. Jim,
it's probably my fault. I'm sorry. Should we play them like they're teenagers and say, "Okay, viewers, click dislike," and then I'll click like because I'll do the opposite of what you ask them to do.
Hey, Tim Jackson, if you want to join, I'll send you the link for you to join. Fellas, I'll be right back. I think I hear a little rumbling. I got the stick ready. Hold on. I'll be back.
Oh, he's got the stick. He muted it too. Look, he muted too, so make sure you can't hear anything.
Yeah.
There's no action.
Open in the future.
This kid's a well behaved. He doesn't even know what rods are.
I need a sound effects thing.
Oh, those boards are so annoying.
Well, they're fun when used in moderation. They're fun.
Right. That's the key.
Everything in moderation is good.
Jim, did you do the adjustment on your picture with the Brio?
I did, but it shut the computer down. It restarted it.
That's when we lost you.
Chuck said it was going to do that.
It doesn't. It won't. A lot of like Zoom, you can use the capture app, and Logitech Capture, it works with like Zoom, but for some reason you have to shut it down with StreamYard. I don't know.
It's probably because you're in front of that huge monitor, Jim.
Well, I went on the capture app, and the
It's like
capture
laid
app
it out.
put the mic into 4K. So the mic's in 4K, but then when you come to StreamYards, it dumps it down to 720.
Yeah, it does. But the color and everything should still hold.
Magenta to you.
Huh?
Yeah.
You have a little more magenta in your color.
He loves that magenta. Him and magenta.
Yeah, that's his
Like
color.
a dynamic duo.
No, Chuck, I put a 45 millimeter Olympus lens on the X5S camera,
Yeah.
and the whole friggin' video came out with that magenta tint, very heavy magenta tint. So I had to combat that. I got it squared away.
My buddy Keith over at the K Spot, who he might be watching for all I know, he might have commented. But anyway, he he got me into he got my wife into a new Sony A6600. So we're just learning about all this as far as the lenses and stuff go. We're newbies.
Real cameras.
Ron's got cameras, the full frame camera, right, Ron? I'm sure Tom does too. I got a
just the mirrorless.
I got the 4/3 micro 4/3. I used to put the camera lens on the Inspire. Okay.
Well, I used to be a Pentax guy, but I never got super serious. So
and
Sony
shoot with a Z6.
Yeah.
A Z6 and a D50.
The real camera I have is so old. It's the old Canon Rebel XT. I think it was the original XT.
How old is that? Is that like? No, seriously. 2000 what? Okay, because my Pentax K7 is like
2008,
2009,
2007.
Yeah, that's about the same as my Pentax.
I think. Yeah.
Which I never used to. I never got serious with it. Dude.
I know, and I got a friggin' lens, $1,500 lens. It was huge, and we were gonna do all this, and that never did.
That's the lens you have too, Ron. Don't you have that?
There's the K spot. Keith, tell him what he needs to do. Tell Jim what he needs to do. He'll straighten you out.
There you go.
Keith knows his photography for sure. That's good dude.
Ron's been doing wedding photography for what, 15? How long, Ron?
Yeah, Ron, I did not know that you were doing. You were professional photography. Yeah, dude.
Wow, awesome. That's the hard stuff because you only have one shot to get it right. If you screw it up, I mean, that's why like people are like, why don't you fly your drone for like, why don't you do like weddings and stuff? Like, you kidding me? That's like super stressful.
No, weddings.
I don't get any second takes.
Yeah,
I would. They're counting on you to. They count on you to get it right.
Last wedding I did was 10 years ago, and I'm done. Yeah.
Last 10 years I shot weddings, I would only do it with a second shooter.
Yeah.
Too many bridezillas, too much nonsense. And everything had to be prepaid. I'm sorry. I burnt a few times, and that was
imagine that. This sucks. I'm not paying you. Yeah, I could see that happening.
No, so tell me, you asked for the full amount up front or a portion of it when you did it?
Well, first there was the deposit upon signing the contract, and then there was a payment schedule up until a few days before the wedding. The big problem also is, as a wedding photographer, you have to learn. Don't give them all your shots because they'll be divorced and into different relationships by the time they decide what they want in their album. Okay. The other advice I would give new wedding shooters is you can shoot 3,000 images. Okay. And the amount of time it takes you to go through those, you're probably better off taking a shower smelling like Mickey D's, working the grill to make more money, right? But the trick is your post-production workflow is what keeps you in a profit margin, learning how to deal with it. And the best way to deal with it is edit in reverse. All your shots, first off, synchronize your shooter, your second shooter, so all your shots are timed, okay? It takes just a little bit of effort. But then when you're reviewing your shots, review everything in reverse. As a pro, you approach a shot with something already in your head, right? You take the shot and you check it, you chimp it, and you go, yeah, that's not it yet. That's not. So you take it from this angle, that angle, you do a portrait, you'll do a landscape, right? And you usually don't move on until you nail the shot you wanted, okay? And then you move on. So if I'm editing in reverse, I'm usually, when the images change, it's usually the keeper I'm looking at.
Yeah, right. Your last one's the
other thing is, don't save all your images, okay? Digital photography is a hard drive killer. Don't save everything. Just turn around and you gotta rate your images, okay? Don't rate them as 1 through 5. It's pick or not. Because the reason I say that is, if you rate an image 3, what do you think? It's wine? Over time, it's going to age and get better? It's not. Okay? Be critical with yourself. Actually, if you want to call yourself a pro, don't show your mistakes to people, especially to the bride and groom. What we would do is we would give the bride and groom a workbook. They would have to pick 80 images they absolutely wanted in their album. They would have to pick at least 20 images they absolutely never wanted to see in their album. Okay, because I don't know they can't stand Uncle Harry, but had to invite him, but don't want him in the images, right? And I don't show them. I don't bother giving them the environmental images, the table shots, the setting, because I'm going to use those anyway to tie everything together. I give them the workbook. I give them
half the girls on the.
Yeah, you give them 300 to 400 images to look at in a workbook. I stopped doing the proof prints because you never get them back.
Right.
Okay. And it works out better and exceed their expectations, give them a quality product, and move on. And we got to the point where we were interviewing the brides. They weren't interviewing us. And believe me, plenty of weddings you should turn down, okay, to maintain your sanity. I would say you should turn down at least 1 in 3 when you first start, unless you really want to get your head handed to you. Okay.
I shot 3 weddings with my drones. 3 weddings, and it was I'd never do them again because I got very little pay, and it was very demanding. And I was new at it.
The expectations are high. Yeah.
I shot one in New York City.
900 gas. Wow.
I had to hire, was it 2 or 3 additional photographers?
Yeah.
Money was no object. It was at the Essex House on 5th Avenue.
Oh, shit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only shot a few of those, and I wouldn't even bother anymore. Okay.
What a nightmare. I
can only imagine.
Just coordinating everything.
Logistically difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing is realize something. You what you shot, okay, is precious now. So what we would do is my wife would be our assistant, and she would have a laptop with 2 external hard drives attached to it, and she'd be downloading all night long. And at the end of the night, my second shooter took a set. Okay, I took a set, and the wife took the laptop. So if anything happened, we still had backups.
Good idea.
I mean, when people are paying what they're paying for wedding photography, when you can get that amount of change out of them, you better protect those assets. Otherwise, your insurance company will drop you after a period of time if they have to keep paying claims.
This is during the film times. You know, the worst horror story I ever had was probably, I want to say it was around 100 degrees, a little warmer. Humidity was 80 to 90%.
Yeah.
And got to the bride's house. The air conditioner at the house broke.
Oh, shit.
The church. The air conditioning was being overloaded, and same conditions upstairs versus downstairs. Went to the reception and completely broke down. It was overloaded. The cake was melting on the floor. The what do you call it? The catering people or whatever at the reception were running around with mops on the floor every 10 to 15 minutes because the humidity was so bad. But what happened in my case was I was shooting 35 millimeter at the time, and I didn't know it. How was I to know this? But there was so much moisture inside my camera, and with light or with water droplets.
Fogged your lens?
No, what it did was the lens wasn't fogged. There was moisture actually inside the camera body. And when you think about water droplets almost being like a prism. And what it was revealing was
light.
Colors. And when I was getting the pictures back, there were colors spraying up on the bride's dress. Almost every shot. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was, and how was I to know that shooting, film at the time or digital, I might be able to take a look at it that, oh my God. Yeah, that was a complete nightmare.
Is there anything for cameras in there when you're in the humidity and you're shooting in the lens body you could put in it or something? Or
you used to use a bag. You used to use
Desiccant.
a bag, okay, with desiccants in the bag, and you would have to keep it in there. It's just like, coming out of an air-conditioned car outside in the desert, and
Damn
you pull
dew
out
point,
the camera
man.
and you bang out some shots, and you don't get what you're looking for. So there's you put it now. What you do is you put it in a Ziploc bag, and you bring it out of the car, okay, and let it just sit out for a few minutes. And condensation will happen on the outside of the bag. Then you take it out when it's equalized. But yeah, that's a nightmare because with film, there's nothing you're gonna do. There's really nothing you're gonna do.
Water droplets I think we're actually getting on the film.
Yeah, diffract the light, so light was scattering all over the place.
Jim, why are you putting your lights in a jar? What are you trying to do?
It seals them from the humidity. Plus, they're all in one place. I just throw it in the car.
Yeah. Okay.
I got the other ones that are on the drone because they're the Mark V's. They're enclosed in plastic. The regular straw-bonds and the Crees, you got to remember, this all started with this thing. This is the straw-bond Flytron Cree light.
Yeah.
5-6 years ago, I bought this. And this is how far we've come in that lighting. Where this battery, you see that thin-ass battery? This battery was dead in 2 charges.
Oh, shit.
Really?
Couldn't handle
familiar?
it. It's like 200 milliamp. Yeah, there you go, Chuck.
Which yours is a Firehouse? Isn't the Firehouse light like you have a warranty on it for like a year or 2 or 3 or some shit?
These are from Strobon, the original Strobon Cree lights.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what
See
these
that
are the Crees as
one
well.
light?
Yeah, these are the Crees as well. Yeah.
Where the Arc 2s, the Arc 5s you saw, they're in the plastic, but this is the Arc 2 battery is much bigger. See?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This little piece of shit, which just couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle the recharging and all that crap.
So
this is got 5 of mine.
Jim, you said that after 2 charges, they just die completely?
These original $13 Strobon Cree lights, yes, from Flytron.
And the other one's the other one's a Firehouse?
These are Firehouse, which $36. They work. They do, and they work for 2 hours long. I've used them. I use them in the daytime too, because I got red, green, and white. So I used to boat as a kid. There was always red, right, returning. So when the buoy is always on the right, keeping the channels. Anybody who's in boating knows that. It's the same with aircraft. Aircraft navigation is the same. You look up at the plane, they got a red light on one wing and a green light on the other wing.
Right.
Navigation lighting.
Exactly.
What's the battery life like on the Firehouse? Oh, I'm sorry, Ron.
They're 2 hours.
Adrian, want to call it a night, and you guys have a good night. I'm gonna
take care, man. Sleep well and get better.
Yeah,
feel better.
I'm getting a little tired.
Feel better.
Well,
Can't believe it.
Appreciate you, buddy.
You make me scared to get the vaccine, but I'm gonna push through it like you are anyway, because we'll be the better man for it.
Push through it.
Yeah. Are you on a hiatus from work? Or are you?
Yeah, I'm off till the middle of next week. And I said, guys, round 1 is not bad, but just
round 2 sounds like
just have yourself prepared just in the event of round 2.
Yeah, don't take any non-steroidals like Advil, Motrin beforehand or after. You're better off just Tylenol.
Everybody says that about Tylenol, Tom. Everybody says Tylenol is the superior
take Tylenol.
one.
Well, this is realize something. It's not the virus they're giving you; it's the RNA. It's just a messenger, and it's an invasion of your system. So your white blood count just multiplies exponentially, right? Going on out to figure out what just came in, and as a result of that, you get febrile, you get a fever, and you wind up getting those aches and pains. So one thing Tylenol does really, really well, knock out a fever. So, couple of days worth of Tylenol, you'd be good to go. And peace of mind, 95% effective with Moderna. We're getting the Moderna too. Our second comes next week. Yeah, I know. It'll beat you up a little, but Think about the other side of that.
So whiskey doesn't help?
At the current, I'm a true believer in that, but vodka, Chuck, just to let you know.
Vodka versus whiskey? Yeah.
Well, ibuprofen is an anti-inflammatory, so what are you taking that for anyway?
Yeah,
the anti-inflammatory. People take them as a painkiller right away, but people take it the wrong way. That's the problem. Okay, I had a couple of fractures lower back, and you take it. Most of that nerve pain is caused by inflammation. So people take the Motrin or the Advil, and it knocks out the pain right away, and then they stop taking it. If you don't keep a certain dosage load for a couple of days in your system, the anti-inflammatory part of that drug doesn't do shit. So that's what you're really trying to do with it. But the problem is it diminishes the effectiveness of the shot. Not that much, not that significantly, but why even diminish it at all? So Tylenol's the right route in this regard.
Yeah. Well, the Tylenol Surgel didn't help my dehydration problem.
No, that's a big problem. How many of us are actually hydrated? I get a freaking bottle here. The wife, saying I got a different time zone. I got to drink.
I was hydrating with something different, but I'm out.
Yeah, I know. But the problem is when I'm drinking this much water, man.
I had a lot of fluids the night before, and even the day after, and the GI symptoms that came on, and then it wasn't just so much the next day or that day. It was 48 hours later is when
Well, you also
when it really kicks in.
Stick with your Gatorade.
You had COVID, correct?
I did.
So you had something
moonshine.
called,
Rewriter says moonshine, by the way.
You have something called post-COVID syndrome. So now you have to figure that's an underlying medical condition now, as we go forward, unfortunately.
Who said that? The governor of New York?
No, that's not.
Let's not bring Andrew into it now.
I'm not into.
No political talk here.
Don't do it.
I believe in science, not magic, and to me, politics isn't even fucking magic. So I'm going to rely on science, and that's where the science is taking me. So
I'm good with you, Tom.
And the views and opinions are solely mine. Yeah.
Politicians like science when it's convenient for them.
They make shit up.
Besides a pandemic, we're all done for. Okay? So,
Adrian, did you change my title?
Yeah.
You cocksucker! I just noticed that. What did you put on there? This guy loves Adrian. You faggot.
I didn't know you could change it. I didn't know you.
I just noticed that. You put this guy loves Adrian because I had Mike Envy on it. But I can't
put online.
There you go, my Ford stash.
Nice
dangerous administrator over here.
You damn right.
You're the man, Adrian. All right, brother. Thanks for having me on.
All right, Ron, be well. Take care.
Hey, Ron, I'm glad you're feeling better, man.
Yeah, feel even better, Ron. Take care, man.
Feel better. Keep the faith.
I'm going to go check out your channel later.
Hey, wait a minute, Ron, before you leave. Don't start no shit the week before you're going to be in Florida, because I will kill you with my bare hands. Don't start no shit with a Moderna next month.
Oh, I'm done.
Okay. Just checking.
Your ass better show up.
He's going to show up with 20 drones. He's going to fly.
I will be there with 8 drones.
My wife says if I don't have the vaccine, me no go. So it looks like in New York State, since we're so good at executing everything. Yeah.
Take it easy, Ron. I'll see you later, buddy.
Take care, Ron. Feel good, man.
Hey, Eden Valley Jones UK. How you doing, man? Thank you for coming in, brother. Appreciate you, buddy.
Look, I feel blessed. I'm getting it through the job, so
I do want to ask you, as you know that Aldiaz and Jim, they're both Part 107, also Ron. I'm assuming that you also Part 107, because you seem like you're very knowledgeable of the rules.
Yeah, I've been a Part 107 from the early days, and plus full-time. I'm in public safety, and I'm the senior advisor for robotics. So
Cool.
this is down my my alley, so to speak. So
Okay. What state are you in, Tom?
I'm in New York City,
New York. Okay.
New York State, lovely New York State. Which
You can't tell by his accent. Did Jim leave?
It follows me everywhere.
Where did he go?
But this will
That's
be
how Jim
my
operates.
Shuffled.
this will be my last year on the job, and then I'm retiring out to Southern Nevada.
Oh, you're moving to Nevada, huh? What part of Nevada?
Henderson, Nevada. We have a place out there.
So nice. Lost wages.
It's a very very nice place in Henderson.
Las Vegas suburb, yep. And,
right by the Hoover Dam, a little bit close to it, not too far from the Hoover
in
Dam.
between Vegas and Boulder, and
Lake Mead.
We'll be RVing during those hot months, chasing 75 degrees. But it's a very pension-friendly state. And this year I go 40 on the job, and I get to take that with me. So,
good for you.
You know, Nevada doesn't hit my pension at all with taxes. Plus, Nevada's also good with no state or city tax in Nevada either. So, good old, think, and believe me, energy cost out there. What paying in New York State, and I'm in New York City. My electric bills usually $3 large a month. Out there running central air constantly. My electric bill out there is like $65 to $70 a month. It's ridiculous. Because you got the Hoover Dam, you got the solar farms, wind farms.
Wasn't there a battle over the Hoover Dam where the electricity was going between the state of California and the state of Nevada, or some crazy stuff was going on?
And Arizona. Don't leave Arizona out.
I left Arizona. It's part of the corners. Yeah. Yep.
They get a complex. Don't do that. Look, everybody's got their finger in the till. But you know what's amazing out there? You see the solar farms, and the thermal solar farms, the ones that have the articulating mirrors that they reflect the sun up to a tower where there's a water boiler.
Yeah.
And it looks like a glowing sun inside.
You can see that from the airplane when I'm flying from California to Vegas.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stuff, yeah.
So one thing is I set up a buddy out there several years back doing solar farm inspection work using UAS. It would take a ground crew approximately 2 weeks to survey a 10,000 panel farm, and using Litchi with an M200, it takes you about 3 hours total. Upload all the data into Pix4D. Thermal data goes right to the energy company. They look at everything, then they have you come back and only do certain panels. So you grid that out and you set up those waypoints ahead of time. All you're looking for is cold shunts on the panels. So with thermal imaging camera, bingo, you're picking those up, and you fly.
So Tom, is that what are you gonna venture into that when you leave permanently New York and you go to Henderson?
My plan is to spend my pension money. That's my mainstay. I'm hoping to, if something pops up and it interests me, Al, yeah, I'll do it. But after this many years, I think I think I'm gonna freewheel as much as we can. I still love the photography. Being able to fly like Red Rock out there, Red Rock Canyon, which
awesome. That'd be awesome.
Red Rock is. You can fly in Red Rock, by the way.
You can.
I've heard that.
I've seen people do it. Absolutely. There's certain sections, wilderness sections, but it's like anything else. Educate yourself. Be smart about it. And it's also, when you get approached, handle it properly. That's all.
Don't be like that dude who was all confrontational and stuff, and
it never works out.
Why?
Never work. Even in New York City, you got to see some of the things that happen in you, people that come up on you, and it's all how you approach it. That's all.
That's probably why you guys fly in groups over there, huh, Tom? I mean, I was born and raised in New York City. I know how tough it was in the Bronx.
Flying packs.
I'll tell you,
Al, because you got to have someone to watch your back, right? I would think
if you're
that.
flying FPV, I ain't pulling goggles over my eyes unless I know somebody's got my back, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
I probably wouldn't
because
be
you
flying
take
over
those
there
goggles
FPV.
off and you don't have anything else. None of your other property is there
Well,
anymore. You know? So, but no, you know, there are places. There are legitimate places to fly. There are questionable places to fly, and then there are places you shouldn't freaking fly. Pure and simple.
no, but you hit on the nail with Vegas. Red Rock is awesome. I flew there a couple of times.
Red Rock's a blast, and you know, Red Rock with hopefully that upcoming DJI FPV get some cinematic ridge runs.
Nice.
With that, you know, a couple of my buddies have definitely gone deep into FPV. My issue with FPV is I want to tinker all day long. You know, it's like anything else. You know,
DJI is
I'm a
for
camera
you.
drone. I'm a camera drone flyer. Okay. So
DJI
you know,
has
it's just
the
another
thing for
platform for me.
you.
Yep.
No tinkering required. Just
waiting
off
to
the
see.
greenbacks.
Now, what's funny is DJI Care will only apply when you're flying the drone in this mode, and then when you're flying the drone in free flight mode, you're on your own. And I'd like to see how they're going to administer that. So
That'll be
when
pretty
you're in
difficult
acro
to
mode or
ensure
whatever
that
they
thing.
call it, whatever they call their version of it. Yeah.
Should be interesting. I wonder if the goggles, the V1s, are going to be compatible with that setup.
I know that's a big question.
It'll be
I mean, the
interesting if you buy just the
V2s.
drone.
Well, the V2
you could just buy the drone,
Yeah.
Use
the
with
V2s.
the V2, you know, the smart thing was they went with a larger battery now, so the V1s can't handle the larger battery. I know a few people flying with the Success battery, but they could have fried their goggles. The new V2s can handle a larger battery, which makes it a little more consistent too, because you don't have to. You can carry one type of battery now for those goggles.
That's cooler because who wants to carry like a whole bunch of different packs and stuff?
No. Well, you know, come on. If you're an FPV flyer, don't you have a whole bag full of?
We probably do.
You know?
I'm not an FPV flyer either, Tom. I'm like you. I'm just a camera drone guy.
Look,
you'd be lucky to get 3 minutes.
I've been a photographer for almost as many years, and you know, it offers another point of view, another platform. You know, hang a lens from. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, a tool of the trade.
It's a tool, man. That's all. And that's why I look. You know, the Mavic Air, the Mini, the original Mini. Hey, what's up? The original Mini.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's the old proverb, right? The best camera is the one you have with you. And the nice thing about that original Mini, man, was you could take that thing everywhere. Okay, those batteries charged up, and she was going to fly. I love the Mavic Air too. I'm a big fan of that airframe. And who
I will
doesn't
be
like?
eating chicken wings tomorrow, Gina's joint, while I'm watching the game.
And who doesn't like an M300 RTK now? The big difference with flying a Mavic and then having your hands on either a Matrice 200 or a Matrice 300, it feels like you're flying through mud with the bigger bird. It really does.
Hey,
I've flown sorry.
Hey, Keith, thank you for coming in, man. I don't think I've seen you on my show before, but we all here, you know, we all friends, brothers in drones, you know what I mean? We all love each other. We talk, as you can see, we're just having fun. I don't agree with this guy loves Adrian. I don't even know who the fuck
shit, it's still up there. I can't change it.
I love him a little bit.
I'm trying to look how to change it earlier, and I completely forgot about it.
I love him enough to invite him in. How about that? Okay, so thank you for coming in, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Thanks for the invite, mate. Thank you.
You know, I come in every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you want to join, I'll send you the link. Me just so you could be, you know, one of the regulars. That'll be fine with me, man. No problem.
I'm just trying to work out. That's Eastern time, so that's 9. Okay, because I'm 12 hours ahead.
You are. You're 12 hours ahead, Keith.
Yeah. Eastern time. Not. Yeah. Okay.
So
I can make that.
If I'm not mistaken, Keith, where you are is daylight.
Yeah, I'm in Thailand.
He's in Thailand. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Wow.
Shit.
Yeah, we always talk about catching each other on the flip because we're exactly 12 hours apart. Catch you on the flip, Keith. He goes to bed, I get up.
So 11:36 on Sunday, right, Keith?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Yes.
Frame of
Yes,
reference.
it's my Sunday morning. It's pretty cold today. I say that, but it's not as cold
careful.
as you guys. But for Thailand, it's down to about 22 this morning, which is pretty cold for here.
It's 14 here, Keith. That's Fahrenheit, sir.
No, you're right. After 4 years of living in the tropics, I can't do the cold anymore. My body just says no.
I don't
it's going to be 28 tomorrow.
It's 70 degrees.
Snow,
It was 70
we have
here
snow coming.
Funny enough, you can probably tell I'm from the UK. My dad lives near London, and they're getting 6 inches of snow supposedly today.
Yeah,
That'll
we're
be it. The
supposed
country
to
will.
get that.
But
we'll
the difference
get that
between
this
you
morning.
guys, the difference between you guys and the UK is the UK will shut down because of that. Nothing will move because they just can't deal with the snow at all.
Well, New York City,
it's the same as New York City.
New York City has the same problem. They have no place to put the stuff. It's not that.
That's the bigger problem. I got that problem at my house.
I mean, here
I'm semi-attached. I have another house attached to my house. Then I have a driveway. Then my next door neighbor across from my driveway. But our driveway is 70 feet between the buildings. Now, of course, we went in on a snowblower a couple of decades ago. So that first couple of times we used the snowblower, we built an igloo in front of us, basically trying to push the snow out of us. Now we just throw it up on the side of the building. We make our passes through. It falls down behind us, and it's perseverance at that point. Okay, and you get a $300 fine for putting the snow in the street. So now you got to get creative. Okay, and when you bury your neighbor's car parked at the curb, and expect to be out there in the morning to help them shovel it out. Okay.
It's here, in Syracuse, it's illegal to drive without brooming off the vehicles first. I don't know how many times when I was in college, it would just be like I had like a tank strip on the windshield would be clear, and that was it. Be driving. It's like a rolling igloo.
Long Island Expressway, 2 feet of snow on somebody's roof coming off at 60 miles an hour. It's just a joy.
I had a coworker who was following a rolling avalanche, which is what I kiddingly call the semis. And the sheet of ice came off the back of the truck and took out the whole front grill of his pickup.
Yeah, so dangerous, man.
It is dangerous.
So dangerous.
All right, gentlemen, I'm off. It's 8:39 here. Hey, Night Train, what's up, Mike?
There you go, Adrian. I shared some love with you too, brother. Not just in the chat, man.
You son of a bitch! I'm gonna whoop your ass. Do that to me.
Nice.
Dude, I seen it come up tonight. I was like,
nice.
Dude, there's like so many streams going right now. I'm like,
I sent you.
He's gonna be so mad when I don't come because he actually sent me the link.
Dude, I sent you the link around 4:30.
Yeah, it was early, dude.
Damn. Jackass.
It was way early. Yeah, I'm just so busy around here, brother.
I see the weather's the shits over by where you at, Mike.
Oh, dude, it's bitter cold, man. Our high was yesterday. 36 was our high yesterday, and that's for the whole week. So we're like in single digits by the end of the week.
All right.
Tuesday, it's supposed to be -7 for our low.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Cold. Such
All
a
right,
Michigan, baby. Gotta love it. Lake effect.
I have friends in Minnesota who claim it's going to be what?
Mike, take care. Adrian, thank you. Tom, nice chatting with you. Chuck, what was a
take care, Al.
Keith, is it Keith?
It coming in, buddy.
Nice to meet you,
40s,
man. Later,
I
fellas.
Nice to meet you, mate.
Later,
Al. 40s, I might actually get out and fly. 14, and that's not counting wind chill and wind. I think it's like 9 mile an hour winds or something like that on top of that. So that'll put us down to single digits probably.
It's got to be a pretty good opportunity to get me out in 14-degree Fahrenheit air to fly.
I'm FPV, man. I can get out there, do a 3-minute pack real quick, and warm up in between. Sit in the car, got the heat cranked all the way up, drone drying off on the floor heat, and You're over there
Jump
loading
out
up
3
the
minutes, jump
battery,
back
getting
in.
ready,
Yeah.
have a cigarette. All right, get up the courage, go do another pack.
A lot different than flying a 25-minute battery, right?
Yeah, it's not like flying DJI, man.
By that point,
3
you
to
no
5
longer
minute
have
pack.
feeling. You no longer have feeling in your fingertips.
Oh, that's right. Because I was doing that a couple weeks ago when I was vlogging. I think it was like 20 degrees out, and I was flying out by a lake, and I got to the end of the pack, and I was finally getting good at the shots, but my fingers were like it's like I'm trying to get good shots, and like the drone's kind of.
I think I'm just going to go and get a jacket. Listening to you guys, I'm feeling cold.
all that cinematic.
I got a little floor heater over here.
Oh, dude, it was bad. I remember my intro to. I did a vlog intro to that flight outside the house we were running. I told Keith, Keith at the K spot would be freezing his buns off right now.
Yeah, I think during my 30-day, I did like a 30-day challenge. So it was for 30 days during the wintertime. It was to challenge myself to get out and fly as many packs as I could.
Nice.
But the idea was it's a pack a day challenge. So for 30 days, it was a minimum of one pack that you had to fly. It didn't matter what it was. One battery you had to go fly.
So did you do it?
I mean, by the time it was like flying the toy drones just for a battery or something, just to get a pack in. But it was still stick time, and that was the main thing. But I had some flights that were like 20 degrees and 20-mile-per-hour winds, and got drones stuck in trees, and yeah, it was some cold days trying to fly.
Now you got to up your game. The next time you'll have to have a camera set up so we can see you flying in shorts and a t-shirt.
Well,
20 degrees for one
got
pack.
This SkyDroid type thing, and so it can transmit my FPV signal straight over to my computer. So my intention is, or it can do it to my phone, and there's some apps that work, but my intentions is to have a laptop out there to be able to live stream from locations. I do whistle stops on Thursday nights, which I intended to be like whistle stops is Thursday nights is the main show, and then randomly you'll see us pop up and we'll have somebody flying, doing some live fly from this place or that place.
You're number one.
Whistle stop type thing, so looking rough, brother. He gets up in the morning. He's like, I'm not even showering. Let's just put some clothes on. Get out. For his streams, man, he's got his all hair dolled back and all prim and proper, and quite a change, man. Just saying.
Hey, Nitro. Nitro. We all know that you have the super duper microphone, but let me talk. Hold on. Let me get a word in.
What you got over there?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Anyway, what I was about to say.
Stand back.
Thank you, man. Hey, man, how you doing, Chief?
It's only a Yeti.
I'm going.
Everybody can buy them.
I'm trying to get a word
on Amazon.
I'm trying to get a word in, but Mike Nitro won't let me fucking talk.
How you doing, Matt? Work going okay, brother?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, just having a little bit downtime now. Just finished my second drop, so I'm just going to chill here for a sec, and I'll get going in a minute. But yeah, how you been, Mike? I haven't seen you for a while, mate. You're on the right hand side there too.
Keeping busy, bro. Keeping busy.
That's good, mate. That's good.
Lots of work.
I'm chucking the packs through that Tiny Hawk, brother. Let me tell you.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I've been looking at a couple more micros myself. Some of these 4-inch long range ones that are coming out that are ready to fly. Like $200, and it's like, man, I don't even want to take the time to build something that small and whatnot. I'm like, this one's built and it's already got all the gear and it's a kit. I can build off of that and modify as I go. But if I don't like something on it, I can just swap it out with something better.
Yeah. No, they're great fun, mate.
Keith is going to come over to the FPV side, but he's going to use DJI as a gateway.
Dude,
it's a gateway drug.
I got a stash pile over here right now, and I went and I bought the Orca goggles, which are like an HDO type thing. They're not the full digital HD like DJI, but they're pretty damn close. The lenses that they use in the Orcas are the same ones they use in the DJI goggles. but it doesn't have the firmware to support it yet.
No.
Well,
future proofed. I can live stream to my phone with the Orca goggles and have 4 other people with me that have Orca goggles, and we can all go into the phone and live stream straight into the app on Orca goggles with FPV feeds. So
I figured by getting the DJI FPV drone, the goggles and the controller you can use with other FPV drones. So I thought, right, start off with the DJI FPV drone, which I know is a dirty word to FPV pilots, but it's a gateway. And if I can control that, then maybe start looking at building my own.
I would recommend getting the DJI goggles, possibly, but don't get the full system. Using the radio limits you to the radio. It would be better for you to buy a receiver and do it that radio and get receivers, I think, with the DJI goggles, because you're more apt to be able to get more drone capability. Not everything out there is going to have DJI capability. With the DJI radio, you're limited to only DJI capability. So if you start getting into a tinier one, like the Matt's got the Tiny Hawks and stuff like that, you can't put no DJI system on that. Your analog system, your video feed's not going to be the same as the DJI. So you're going to have a separate set of goggles to fly them as well. That's where DJI limits itself. But
at the moment, I'm interested in the cinematic side of things, but that might change. I mean, I've got to feel there's not many places around where I
set of goggles. It changes quick.
So you're looking to pick up the DJI FPV pre-built, soon to be released.
Yeah, like a complete system.
Yeah, I only like because I want to see
ready to fly. Yeah.
See what I can do with the cinematic side of stuff, because that's what I'm currently into. I mean, I'm interested in. I love flying drones. Don't get me wrong, but and I love drones, but it's the cinematic and photography side of thing that interests me. In recent years, you've kind of seen like this love child of FPV and cinema and camera drones come out and produce something like that, which is a cinematic work. Yeah, and I just think it's incredible. I mean, I've seen some of the pilots out there that can do this. There's a channel that I watch, Drone Supremacy. We met the guy recently. He is an amazing pilot, and some of the stuff that he's capturing, it's just I want a piece of that. So I'm seeing the DJI drone as a gateway into learning that. But
it is a good cinematic gateway, definitely.
Yeah.
I
my
know
other
that I'll probably
advice
get the
would
bug.
be simulator. So
I
get
flew
your
this
hours
in a
in.
4,000 square foot house in the last month. I was painting inside a house. It's about 4,000 square foot. This is a 3-inch drone, 3-inch prop it spins, and I flew this with the Hero 8 inside a house. That's the kind of cinematics you can get once you start flying FPV inside.
Yeah.
So I mean the potential for. But you could put a DJI system on this. This is the Shendrone Squirt 2. The V3, I believe, is DJI ready, so you can put the DJI system into it. The camera view, I still see some of the ducks. This is a 1080 split cam 3, run cam split 3. So it's got a 1080 DVD board onto it. So it records the DVD out of the main camera. And then I've got the Hero 8 on top for other, recording. But it's the same view out of the front with the 1080 view on a DVR that I get out of my goggles pretty much, which is 960 with the Orcas. But it's still a nice view, but I still get a little bit of the ducks in there, whereas the Hero 8, I don't get that.
Yeah.
But you could put like the naked GoPros on there and all that stuff going on. There's a lot of potential for those frames.
So now what would you say the ratio of tinkering time to flying time is?
Oh, tinkering time? Once you build it, it's pretty well set. I mean, there isn't much tinkering time at all. I mean, throw a GoPro in real quick. I slap a battery on. It's probably 5 minutes setup and fly.
But how much tinker
To
time
fly
is there?
it?
You kind of skirted the
How
question
much-
like a politician.
As far as
Yeah, I know.
as far as
How
the
much
build
tuning?
part, I mean, I've got probably all together, because this is the first one I built. It was like probably about an 8-hour build, all total, to build this up. You know what I mean? With all the soldering of the parts and everything else. DJI is a little bit simplified. They're more plug-ins compared to the analog system that I'm running
Is
on.
that
Where you got more solder joints.
Is
So
that the DJI Air unit that you're talking about? The
yeah, like
unit that
the
you
DJI
get, yeah.
Air, your Cadix Nebula, and there's another one that's out with the Vista. Cadix Vista is also another DJI type system, but those are all plug type ready. So a lot of the boards that are coming out. So you plug into the board, you plug into the Air unit or the Vista unit or Nebula unit, and you're good to go. Your camera set up, your video set up as far as transmission. But that doesn't set up your flight controller, doesn't set up your ESCs. It still doesn't set up your receiver setup, depending on what you go with, whether you go with the DJI receiver and the radio, or you go with FR Sky, where you could get the long range receivers like Crossfire. And that's why I was saying I recommend more of a regular radio versus a DJI radio. I mean, I'm a regular radio looking at getting DJI, but I use analog on some of my stuff too. So in the FPV side, I want that broad spectrum. So I want to have like the DJI maybe with the analog adapters. You know what I mean? So I can get the analog feeds, still fly with my buddies and catch their feeds. If I'm all DJI and they're all flying analog, I ain't watching shit they're flying. You know what I mean? So it keeps me out of the loop as far as flying with other people that are analog or this or that FPV. Kind of limits you to things. So to be able to get the DJI goggles, you buy an FPV mod for it, which for I think it's $120 more. You can get the plate that goes on, the rapid fire, and have just a couple plugs that plug into the DJI without modding anything really.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
You know what I mean? Just 2 screws to screw it on. And you can have the analog and DJI and have the best of both worlds. And then if you got an FR Sky type radio, you're open source. You can get Crossfire, you can get Spectrum, you can get FR Sky, Fly Sky. I use the Radio Master TX16. It's like 4 protocols. So even my old Hubsan 501S that you bought from Walmart, this or that back in the day, you can put that on the protocol and fly it from there. So I mean, even all the way down these little propels, $20 at Walmart. You can put that on the Radio Master and fly that.
We see, before I heard about the DJI drone, there was I kept seeing this sort of like starter kit. You could get a little Whoop drone, the goggles, and the
So
Beta FPV,
like your Emax Tiny Hawk kit. So
it was
Emax Tiny Hawk kit.
Yeah.
There's a Beta FPV 65,
Goggles,
I think, or
controller,
75
and drone.
kit.
110.
And there's a couple
altogether.
others out there that they're ready to fly kit. They come with the goggles, the radio.
Yeah.
That's basic.
what I
Most of the radios that come with that, you won't be able to bind to other drones.
No.
I know, but
So
it's a good.
Kind of throws it off. It gets you in.
It's good to fly around the house.
But you're going to have to
Get
upgrade a
yourself
lot.
used to it.
Yeah, but it's good to, if you don't know if you're going to be any good at it, I mean, or anything like that, it's a good way to do it. Now I know I'm going full whack and buying the DJI kit, but that's because I'm a sucker. But I am slightly worried.
I'm right there with you.
I am slightly worried because I mean I've got dyspraxia, so I have an issue with hand-eye coordination at the best of times, and that worries me about this. But I'm not going to let it defeat me. But I don't know. The DJI FPV drone just looks so cool, and
Well, it'll give you It'll give you the level flight you're looking for. It'll give you the GPS, and it'll give you the return to home. And if you want to expand your horizons, you'll have that capability to do so.
Yeah, you'll be able to get up other drones to add to your metropolis, your fleet. So to say. We call it a fleet. I've got 15, I think it is, currently running of FPV quads.
I probably will, but
GPS drones too. So
it's crack cocaine stuff.
Yeah,
that's my concern, because I currently I'm married. I'm not sure if I get too much into this.
You'll find
if I get really into this, I might not be at the end of it.
Might I recommend a second bank account?
Or bite the bullet. My wife's into shoes. You just got to learn.
Yeah, right. It's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. My wife's got
photography's a trade-off. Life's a trade-off.
It's amazing what a couple $100 thrown to the wife will do for you for a month.
And if it keeps you happy,
you haven't met my wife. Anything that costs triple figures, she likes. It doesn't matter.
Oh, Keith, I've said it before. We're all married to the same woman.
The other room.
Yeah.
Hey, gents, I'm gonna bounce. It was a pleasure. Thanks
Likewise,
so much,
Tom.
Adrian. Thanks so much for the invite, gentlemen. It was a pleasure. Okay, Keith, Mike.
Nice to meet you.
Take care, Tom.
Fun for just a few minutes, but maybe next time we'll do it longer.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
I do
stay
some
safe.
GPS stuff too, man. I
What
do
she
GPS
said.
too. I'm the best of both worlds. There's a platform for everything, and there's a way to mix it, like the cinematics with the FPV and GPS. There's so much you could do with highlighting a house, in my opinion. And like Original Dobo touched on some of this with some of his videos that he was doing and whatnot, where he's using the cinematic drone and kind of doing some fly-ins and inside stuff and mixing that in with his GPS stuff.
Thank you for coming in, Tom.
Thanks, Tom, for coming in.
Hi,
man.
Tom.
Definitely a platform for everything, man. It's not one or the other. I think everything should be combined together, in my own personal opinion, because it's a drone platform and we're using it for different things. So there's different drones for different resources, just like a different truck, a different car. You know, you don't buy an SUV for driving down on the cruising roads. You buy an SUV for, getting through the snow or inclement weather. Everything has its own purpose, the right tool for everything. So yeah, GPS and FPV can work together quite well.
It's interesting.
A Durango SRT is kind of like good on the snow and faster than my Corvette. So I'd say
right.
Maybe
take
get a
Corvette through the snow, right?
I did drive mine home in the snow. It was no fun.
Yeah, you can do it. It's just it's not what it's made for.
Right. Everything has its purpose.
That's like they give a wind recommendation for drones. Flying your Mavic Mini 2 and 25-mile-an-hour winds is not recommended. It can be done, but it's not recommended. It's not going to be the experience you expected. Yeah,
terrible.
But yeah, there's a platform for everything, and analog is still there. And there's a lot of drones that you can't put the DJI system into. 65 millimeter, 75 millimeter. You're not going to put the analog in very well. They're getting it down to like 2-inch, 2.5-inch. But man, once you get the hook on the FPV and you start playing around and you get yourself in the goggles, it's a different world than flying a GPS drone. And you get hooked quick. That adrenaline, it's a natural body high thing that you're like, oh man, just I could do this and I can do that. And we call it free flying for a reason. It's like being a bird and flying free. And it gives you the full range. The controls with acro is just like the controls. I mean, if you go left, you go left. If you let off the stick, it still goes left until you turn right. That kind of thing. So, I mean, it's the full effect and immersive into the goggles puts you in a whole different perspective. Your body is just totally immersed, so it's different.
You become one with the drone.
Yeah, you're the pilot now. You're not just flying a drone. You're the pilot.
I have to admit, I am looking forward to it. I don't know how I'm going to get on, but I'm going to document it. I'm going to film it.
Even the little Tiny Hawk kits, like the Tiny Hawk 2 for $150, $200, they're great. You won't be able to use the controller for other things, but they're a good starter type thing.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the best two things you can look at, because you've got Sims. So a radio, you can get on Sims and fly. You're not breaking shit. You don't have to repair shit. And goggles. Those are your two things to look at. Goggles, like I said, you can look at DJI, but you're limited on DJI, whereas analog, you're not so limited because everybody's got analog. That's the basic. So, but you can get DJI with an analog adapting and still have the same capabilities that they've got and have your DJI too. And for the $150, $200 more, it's not really a bad price, really. I almost went with that before I got the Orcas. The only thing that I did with the Orcas that I liked was that they're future-proof, supposedly. Okay, their form factor is supposedly future-proof, and they've got the live stream type thing. So my Orcas I can put to my phone on an app and live stream straight to YouTube through that app off my FPV feed. And now I can have 4 other or 5 other people feeding into that same feed, and they could feed into that and live stream with me, all hanging out, so we get a group, multi-GP group, or 5 or 6 guys that are on the same goggles hanging out flying at the same park. We could be like chasing each other and put it all on the same stream at the same time.
Now,
live.
I'm about to go take a piss, and I'm sure that might. So I'll be right back.
Dude, I got a big bladder, man. I'm well coerced.
I've been drinking water like a freaking frog. I gotta go piss. I'll be right back, fellas.
Friggin' frog. I'm getting tired.
It's got to be late for you. It's midnight for you, dude.
Yeah, it's midnight for me. And I've been
here.
Well, I got on with Art Drone Co. at 7.
Have you been live streaming the entire evening?
Yeah. In fact, my dinner's sitting in front of me. It's good thing it's sausage. It's all spicy, so it hasn't spoiled. But
yeah, a little quick warm up in the microwave, you'll be all right.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Microwave kills all the frickin'
a little rubbery, but
it'll be all right. My own damn fault.
Yeah, I was bouncing around streams all night. I started with like somewhere around Artco, somewhere around there, and I had like 4 streams opened up at one time with 3 monitors. I was like trying to adjust values and hear conversations and figure out things. I'm like, this is too crazy, and it died down a little bit and visited one and visited another, and now I'm over here. So I'm back to where I started pretty much.
I'm not going to venture into the FPV right away. I'm going to let Keith be my guinea pig and tell me how the DJI thing works out for him. And I'm like him, by the way. I want the digital signal. I'm not doing analog anything.
Yeah, digital's great and everything.
I want the signal. I want the.
Like
I don't want that
not
crispy looking, the crispy flashes
the
and
digital
stuff.
capabilities as far as the modules and everything else. That's the downfall. Like I've got so many drones that are analog already.
Yeah,
that are small. Like I've got 4 3-inch drones right now. And I've got 2 micros. So to go to digital, that means I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to carry 2 systems to fly all my stuff.
It depends. I mean, right now, digital isn't there yet, as in making it small, making it micro.
Right.
Digital is definitely
come a long way fast.
Digital is definitely
and all that. Yeah, the Nebula.
For the cinematic,
it's definitely
aspect.
the future.
Yeah,
it's definitely the future.
Yeah, and Fat Shark's been trying it for a while. They just haven't perfected it like DJI did. You know what I mean? DJI had some kind of knowledge that Fat Shark obviously
Wizardry.
and they've been able to compact it down to be able to fit that type of thing, and that's great. And to be able to have the capability to just add like, okay, so I still want to have the capability to do the micros. So for another $150, I can throw on the quick update, 2 screws and a module, and I've got DJI digital goggles with the analog system.
Told you Mike was going to be talking until
and that's why I was saying the radio to not so much the DJI, because you're not as limited as to what quads you can buy that are ready to fly. You're not somebody that's building quads. You know what I mean? So you want something that's already built, you can plug in a little bit.
You got to mute him. Adrian, you have to mute him, man.
Mr. Night Train.
So.
I can hear you now.
I heard you fine. I don't know.
I'm saying, I knew you'd still be talking after I'm done taking a piss. I knew it.
Well, we've had a conversation here, dude. I mean, we had a whole total conversation while you were gone. You know what I mean?
Dude,
but the man was talking about digital and asking a question, so I was giving an opinion.
Dude,
long piss. All I can say.
Thank you for holding on.
It was a long piss.
Yeah, man.
We got a lot accomplished, man. We talked about the entire night.
Okay.
All the way back to Art's fucking session, man.
We got back to Art's talk. We went full circle, Adrian.
You'll have to watch the replay, Adrian, so you can catch up with us.
So I do have a question for you, Keith.
Yeah.
Have you been living in Thailand now for a while, or you just moved there?
No, I've been here for 4.5 years.
Okay, and where were you living before you moved there?
Near London, in the UK. So the easiest thing to say, where I work, and I still work for the same company, you could see where they filmed James Bond and Star Wars from my office window. You could see the 007 stage. So if you know really? Roughly where Pinewood Studios is, that's where I live. So sort of near Heathrow Airport.
Okay, so basically, this is my thing. I'm sorry that I didn't even do that from the beginning. But if you kind of introduce yourself a little bit, like if you don't mind me asking, what do you do for a living?
And my day job is I'm an IT manager for a company that makes imagery, machine vision, basically anything which involves cameras in a industrial format. That's who I work for, and I manage their IT basically. And I can do it from here because, thankfully, the one good thing about 2020 is it's proved that people can work from home. So
Whoa.
What was that?
It was Night Train checking out.
The good thing is I can work from home, so that's what I do for a living. But my interests are drones and photography and everything like that. Have we lost Adrian as well?
He froze.
Is it just you and me, buddy?
He froze. It's like 2K drones. To anybody who's watching, 2K drones will be broadcast this Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time while Adrian can't stop me. That's 3 p.m. UK time.
I've just come on this stream, so I'm not going to plug myself into the mast.
No, Adrian's probably laughing. He's like, "Come on, Signal, come back, Signal, come back."
That's the problem with internet. It happens to me. It's happened to me a number of times on a live stream.
Oh my god, he's completely gone.
Yeah, I noticed that he was
breaking up.
I heard an
coming back, Adrian. Well. There you are.
Yeah. What happened is that it's storming over here, so I heard like a big.
That's what the boom was.
A big bam, yeah, and it was like
I heard that.
I literally saw a big flash right there, and it scared the shit out of me. Then my internet just went out for a second, for a little bit.
That's when Night Train went dark all of a sudden, the same exact time as you. This all happened like.
Yeah. Where are you, buddy? Where are you getting that kind of?
I'm in Florida.
Yeah, well, that explains it. You get similar because there's 6 months of the year we'll get bangs like that just randomly. We're used to it, but you get a similar climate to us in Florida, I suspect. Almost tropical down there.
It's like tropical down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's horrible right now. Like it's been storming now for a while, and man, I don't know if you guys saw me jump, but it scared the shit out of me.
We heard the boom.
We had the boom, but we thought it was Night Train checking out.
Yeah, because Night Train went dark at the exact same moment that the happened. It was, hey, Matt's back. He didn't make any boom when he came in.
I don't like to make a big entrance. Just slip in there.
Shut up, man.
Just slip in there. I've got to ask though. Look, I can't read the bloody screen at the moment. Top right-hand corner. How are you? I don't think I've met you.
No. Yeah,
Keith.
My name is Keith.
Keith. What's
Matt.
your channel name, mate?
The K-Spot.
Right. No worries, mate. I can't do bloody anything about it. I'm checking your channel out. I was just listening to you about the IT manager and all that sort of stuff. So you're up there with the techie stuff, and also
supposedly.
Yeah,
he is. He's being modest. He totally is.
Yeah, but that's exactly why I'm getting into FPV too. Is the reason you're doing it is because I want to incorporate the footage in with my DJI stuff. And that's why I've got the Tiny Hawk now. To get my stick movements intuitive. It takes a while to get the need more throttle. Whereas you had to think about it before. Now it's getting into me now where it just happens. Which is what you want. But there's no way in hell I'm going to get myself an expensive thing at the moment because I'll wreck it, man. I don't know how many times I put that Tiny Hawk into the dust. Jeez.
I'm lucky in the fact that I've got a field close to me that's got quite long grass. So I'm kind of banking on the fact that I won't do much damage because I'm going to be really careful.
Break your
fall. That's actually not a good thing, long grass, because you'll never bloody find it.
Yeah, I hadn't thought that.
It's shocking. It's shocking. Because I went down. I got a couple of parks around me, and he just mowed one week, and a couple of times I was doing a few things and hit the deck. Anyway, and it was quite easy to find. I could see it, And a couple of weeks later, I went back to the same thing. Bit of rain, all this. The grass has come up about, I don't know, a foot, I guess. And when I put it down, you think I could find it? Oh my God! And when you put it in the center, so you get the beeping of the drone, the beeping is so bloody quiet. You've got to be just about on top of the drone anyway before you can actually hear it, with all the birds going and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, long grass is a pain in the butt.
Yeah, and especially here, because there'll be other things hiding in the long grass. So I've seen the odd scorpion outside of the village where we live, and they're the big sort of ones with the black tail, and we get the odd snake and the odd monitor lizard, which is about 2 meters long.
Where are you?
I live in Thailand.
Well, there you go. Yeah, unreal. Thailand. I can tell by that Thai accent you've got.
Boy, man, second tee already, brother.
Hey, Mike. That's fantastic. Beautiful part of the world.
Adrian sat there complaining. Mike, I sent you the link. Come on, all he's been doing since. Hey, man, can you shut up? Fuck, man. Why do people invite me on if they're not going to have me talk?
Well, see, this is the thing, Mike. Your microphone is like Hollywood bullshit. Like your shit is loud.
I know. I don't know why you spent $40
it's just loud.
I don't know why you spent $40 on that, Adrian.
Well, I don't have money like you, buddy.
I don't either, man. I let Trump pay for this shit, dude.
Well, as I said in the past, there's something with Mike's setup that he's got a slight bit of white noise behind his system. So his system's ready to pop as soon as he opens his mouth.
Power.
and it just cuts everything. And even if you start talking, nothing cuts Mike out. It's it's fucking incredible.
I think it's that rainbow thing around his freaking image.
Oh, that's
picture frame. No, I'm kidding.
That's a halo, mate. That's a halo.
Maybe that'll help.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Oh, that's good, mate. Thailand. That's a bloody beautiful bit of the world. No wonder you want to get some more cinematic stuff, and you got some great areas to do FPV and over there. What are the laws like over there?
They have laws in the fact that you register your drones, and it's the usual: don't fly above 400 feet or 100 meters, and don't fly over crowds. That keep the drone in sight. The kind of bulk standard thing. You have to register your drone with 2 different agencies, which is a bit of a pain in the butt. So you have to register it with the Civil Aviation Authority, or the Thai equivalent, and then you also have to register it with the people that look after the broadcasting stuff and all the airwaves, because
here we go.
Yeah, and that's where bringing a drone to Thailand becomes an issue, because as a tourist, you're going to want to bring your drone, but you can register with the Civil Aviation Authority before you come here. But the national broadcast lot, no, you have to go to their office, and it's and being Thailand, it's an entire day and bureaucracy. And if you don't have the exact piece of paperwork with the exact font, you have to go away and get it and waste another day. So it can be a pain in the backside. I mean, I had to go back to the UK for a couple of months when one of my parents was ill, and I took my drone back. And in that time, I had an accident with the Mavic. It was the original Mavic Pro. And I sent it back to DJI, and DJI repaired, and it came back and it wouldn't land because they'd screwed up something with the bottom sensors. So I moaned to DJI, and then DJI replaced the drone. The minute they did that, when I took it back to Thailand, because the serial number on the drone changed, it would have cost me as much to register that drone, because I had to pay import tax, as it was to buy a new drone. So in the end, I sold that and ended up with a Mavic 2 Zoom. But it is a pain in the ass if you import drones here. If you buy a drone with one of the dealers, not a problem.
What about when it comes to national parks and all that sort of stuff over there?
Well, again, technically you're not meant to fly in national parks, but considering half of Thailand is national park, which it literally is, it's a grey area. I have only ever been stopped once flying a drone in the 3 years that I've been flying drones here, and that's because the copper wanted to buy the drone.
Yeah.
So I had no interest in checking with if I was registered or not. I mean, I carry all the paperwork that I've got from them, and every time I buy a new drone, it's the company that I buy from registers it for me. So and I've got all the insurance. You have to have an insurance and everything like that. But there are a lot of these places are national parks, and they don't.
Are you part 107, Keith?
No, because we don't have that kind of thing anywhere outside of America. I mean, I think there's something you can now do in the UK, and you can register here for commercial use, because when and if I get enough airtime, I've got the subscribers, I just haven't got the airtime yet on my channel. If I monetize my channel, that does become an issue, because technically I am making money flying drone. Now, there is something here that I've been looking into, but everything in Thailand, it's bureaucracy, and depending on who you talk to, you get another piece of information, and so it's difficult. I want to try and do to register as a commercial pilot here, but that's going to be difficult because I'm a foreigner. But because I'm married to a Thai national, it should help me. But it's a grey area again. But I'd love to do the 107. I wish there was a 107 kind of thing all over the place, because I'd do it in a heartbeat. But you don't have it outside of America, really.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting, man. Yeah, it's interesting to see different laws and how they take these drones. I mean, some countries they just go ridiculous. The hoops you've got to jump through just to fly a bloody drone is unbelievable. New Zealand's a cracker for that. Even Canada and mate, I tell you, it's just some of the stuff you have to do is just it turns the hobby into a bloody pain in the ass. I mean, you're right.
You have to jump through the hoops here, but like most things in Thailand, it's a country of loosely set laws that are somewhat even more loosely followed and even more loosely enforced. So you want to make sure that you've got the paperwork just in case. But I've never been stopped. I've gone through airports and they're meant to check you when you go through the airport and see that you've got your import stuff or your broadcasting license. Never been checked once. And I've been. I mean, the one thing we do is we travel quite a lot here when we've been able to. I mean, the last year we only managed to travel a couple of times, but we fly quite a lot and never once come up.
Unreal, isn't it? That just goes to show, and this happens elsewhere too, you know, that just goes to show. I mean, you just got to look at now, was it the Canadian one? Yeah, it was the Canadian one, to get your license and all sorts of shit. They give you the answers. Now, it's all a multiple choice thing, and you've got the answers right there. This is the answer there, this is the answer there. Now, that's how seriously they take their safety, because they put it under the banner of safety. If they wanted things to be safe, you'd have to know it. You know, like you do in the US here in Australia, you have to know your shit to pass those tests. But in Canada, they just pop the answers right there in front of you. Thanks very much. Thanks for your money. We don't give a shit, really. There you go. Off you go. You're right now. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, it's. I can see your dog there. Night Train. Gorgeous. Bet he doesn't like the drones though. My dog runs a mile.
Fire up the tiny whoops in the house and they run the other way.
Yeah. Same here. I when I got the Spark, I was flying the Spark inside, and my dog ran a mile.
You hear that, Adrian? Yeah. The Spark. You still got your Spark?
No, I unfortunately when I got my Mavic 2, my wife made me sell it. This is what I mean. I'm worried about getting into the FPV thing because if I suddenly have 3 or 4 drones, this is going to become really expensive because I'm going to have to placate her as well. So whatever an FPV drone on it, triple that because that's what it's going to end up costing me.
What are you buying for her next, Keith? So after the FPV drone, that's let's see, it's a factor of 3. So we already bought sofas and stuff. What's jewelry? Is that next?
Yeah. That was so I could buy a drone.
Yeah, the sofa back there. I remember.
Hey, Night Train. Put that back, Night Train. I like that look. I like that screen that you had in the background, man.
Hold
right next to you. That looks better. When you have a stream up and then you have you on the next side.
Yeah.
Put that up.
Split screen.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey, boys, I'm going to go.
Oh, there you go.
I'll have to catch you later, eh? Have a good night, mate.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
Thank you for popping in, sir.
Take care, man.
Hey, pop your link in. Pop your links in the chat so I can come back later and get your links, man, and I'll pop over and check out your channel and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, is that a 3D print that you did?
Yeah, just come off the 3D printer.
All right, see you.
I did it with less infill. The new filament I got is like a translucent, so it's part see-through. So
the droning veteran. Oh, nice.
It looks way better without all the extra lighting effect with the camera, but the lighting on the camera just like glows it, but it looks pretty cool this way. But yeah,
that's pretty cool. You got a 3D printer?
Yeah, I got an Ender 3 Pro.
Nice.
I've been doing that for about 2 years. It saved me a lot of money in drones because I fly FPV. So like my camera mounts and my arm ends and all that kind of stuff are all 3D printed in TPU and whatnot.
I mean,
So
I guess
saves me a lot of money.
I guess that's pretty good, man, because you could just print your own.
Everything that's on my drones pretty much I printed, Adrian. All my camera mounts for GoPro, Hero, Session, all that, everything.
Now, one question, Nitro, when it comes out the printer, because my brother got one, the pieces come out pretty rough. Do you kind of sand them down to make it smooth?
No,
what do you do?
This is straight off the printer, dude.
I mean, is it rough? Do you have to
haven't done
sand it down?
anything to this. This just came off the printer. It just got finished.
Okay, but I need you to. I need you to hear my question, Mike. Does it come out
Sometimes
rough
you
or you
gotta
need to
sand
sand it
some stuff.
down?
Sometimes you got to sand it, depending
Okay.
on the part. If you're like putting them together, you want to sand it so it's got a better adhesion,
Got you.
that
Okay.
type of thing. But this right here is ready to paint. I haven't sanded anything. I haven't done anything to it. As soon as it
Now,
got done printing, it popped
Because
up,
it's like,
and that's
now,
exactly how it is.
now
how long did that?
I got another question, Mike. Do you also 3D print your props?
No, props are tough because they're balanced, man.
Okay,
So
got you.
and the materials that we have, they're not as good as polycarbonate. You'll never get as good as a polycarbonate prop for lightweight and this and that durability. You'll never print that. It's got to be injection molded.
Got you.
Yeah.
How long did that take to print?
This was about an 8.5 hour print.
Man.
Wow.
8.5 hours?
Yeah.
So you just let it go. You just walk away
Just
and you come
started
back.
at like 4 o'clock this afternoon.
It's cool.
Wow.
Shit. Dude, I bet that machine got hot.
But
really hot.
look at the detail, dude. The scribe that's in there. I mean, that's all scroll like. It's not
That's
like
awesome.
grain work. It's like scribe and scroll, like Celtic crosses, and
That is pretty cool.
so my intention is to paint all the Celtic part of it, all the detail work. I'm going to get some like model paints. I've got some. I'm going to paint them black. So I'm going to drill a hole through the bottom and put just an LED light up in the middle of it and see how it lights up and see how well the scroll work shows up then. But that's just a play around project.
Good night.
But yeah, I just got off the printer.
So what do you have it for? Do you use it a lot? Is it are you making any dough out of it, or is it? Oh, look at the doggy.
I send some parts out to help out other people that are in FPV, like some mounts or this or that. They'll pay the shipping and send me a roll of TPU or something like that, and I'll print up a few mounts for them or that type of thing. But that's pretty much all I do. Like Drone Bum, I got like the Yeti cups that come out. I got a handle that fits them. So I printed up like 3 of those and he paid me like $10 a piece for them instead, But a little bit here and there, nothing to make money off of, just something to play with and hobby, help other people. I haven't tried to get big because most of the designs are like on Thingiverse. So really there's somebody else's design. So you're basically stealing somebody else's work if you look at it that way. So for me to make money off the stuff, it's like, I feel kind of bad about it, Really, it's copyright.
Yeah. But I mean,
so,
that thing mustn't have been.
Pay for my material and my shipping, and I'm happy to play around and have fun.
But yeah, I think that's true. The 3D guys,
those 3D printers are not cheap, are they? I mean, they're not.
I paid a couple $100 for this one. That's all I paid. The US dollars, I paid like $230 for the Ender 3.
Wow.
Yeah,
they were that cheap.
They can be cheap depending on what you're getting into.
Wow. Okay, I thought they were like over 1,000.
No, they're pretty cheap. There's a lot of them out there now, and a lot of styles, and you get a pretty good. Ender 3 Pro is a good starter, basic 3D printer. It doesn't have an enclosure. It's got a heated bed, so you can print some, a little bit higher end material. I can print pretty much anything on here: ABS, PETG, nylon, 8 PLA, TPU. There's lots of material I can print through it. So I can officially, with a bigger tip, I can print nylon PLA type material and basically PLA print a drone frame that would fly. Your resonance and stuff like that is where you start getting into as far as the motor resonance coming into the frame. that's where you start having issues, where you get vibrations or this or that, and that's why they don't usually do it.
Fair enough.
But you could do some smaller stuff, little 2-inch, 3-inch stuff like that. You could print some frames out in a nylon, fiberglass type PLA.
But you're using it to sort of print GoPro mounts.
Yeah, basically GoPro mounts, arm ends, wire covers, things like that. Antenna mounts, things like that. Mostly TPU. Anything else that I do is play around. Like, okay, need a little holder for some things. So,
that's cool.
Some cool.
Is that great?
Yeah,
that's great. Brilliant.
With a little stump behind them and a little pen holder, things like that. USB holders.
That's a cool idea.
Cool idea.
So, hold on my USB slots on the desk. Things like that. There's so many endless things out there that you can print with it.
Was it Thingiverse where you get all the files from?
Yeah, you just go to Thingiverse and type in basically a search of what you want, and it brings up all kinds of different projects that other people have put out there, and you download the file and throw it into a slicer real quick. It slices it up. It goes to your printer into an SD file, and you're good to go.
Sweet.
Nice.
I have a buddy who does that in New Jersey.
Yeah,
he creates a lot of parts for.
It's a whole new hobby.
He creates parts for those Epson Maverio glasses I was talking about in the past. He makes parts.
Yeah.
For those.
If you get into the high quality, like I'm playing with a lot of ABS, and that's a lot of strong, hard, high temper. It prints at like 240 or something like that Celsius. So it's a high-end temper. If you set it on your dash, it's not going to melt like a PLA print. This is PLA. So if I set it on my dash in the hot sun, I may come back to a big old waffle. You know what I mean? Just melt down kind of thing. Whereas the ABS isn't going to do that kind of thing. So a little bit different plastics, materials. Depends on what your use is and what you need it for. There's a lot stronger out there. PETG is like a high-end PLA. So it's a little bit higher temperature and a little bit stronger durability, but it's a little bit more fragile at times. So it depends on exactly what you're using the project for.
Here we go back to the materials make the difference.
The
application,
like GoPro mounts and stuff like that. We're all printing that like a TPU. It's a soft, flexible type material.
Yeah.
So like a GoPro mount, I could squish it. It'll go right back to form, but it holds the lines good and protects the GoPros and like that on your quad. So yeah, it's just like the Cineboop. I printed out all the purple that you see here is printed off my printer.
I can kind of see the
basically was built by me as far as
I was going to ask that now that I realize you've got a 3D printer, because that does look 3D printed. But I think the pink's quite cool. The pink's quite cool.
So that's a Hero 8 mount, and then the ducks for the spinal loop. But yeah, I printed it all on this 3D printer. It's
nice.
Fun. I got into the 3D printing hobby because I wanted to save money. I was like building quads up. I'm like, man, I need a GoPro mount, but a Hero Session mount is like $25 somewhere. So for $25, I can buy almost 2 rolls of TPU, and I can print probably about 25 of them that way. So, I mean, when you start thinking that way, you're like, okay, so what's it take to get me into 3D printing? $200 for a printer. Well, all right. So in the first year with 15 quads up in the air, just in the parts for the quads, I probably printed off what I would have spent in extra parts, buying them to cover the cost of the printer and the material that I used to print them. So I'm already ahead of the game. So no sense in not doing it. It's almost like once you get into one, you'll get into the other kind of hobby,
Yeah.
The lead in.
Yeah, no. I'm fully aware that I'm probably going to get the bug.
Yeah.
And stuff, but it's the cinematic side of stuff that interests me at this point. And if I can get half the shots that I see people getting online, I'll be happy.
Lots of fun.
I mean, I get such a rush out of getting good shots. I mean,
goggles to get those shots is so much different too, because you're like real time. You're like, oh wait, no, I need to back up a little bit. So you just slide back. And in cinematic, once you get the stick time, you start getting a feel as to how it flies, and you could do those shots. Like I said, I flew this thing in a 4,000 square foot house. So, I mean, you're talking going through doorways and turning around in little bedrooms, 10 by 12, keeping down under the ceilings and all that stuff. So you start getting all that feel, and there's so much potential you could do with that camera to get those different shots and different angles that you can't get with just walking through.
There's a place where I'm hoping that DJI get this thing out before March 10, because I'm going away again in March. It's my 5th wedding anniversary, so I'm taking my wife away for a few days, and there's a place where it would be really cool to do that FPV drone, because we've got cliffs and rocks and sea and running down the beach. So I'm just touching wood that it's going to be out before the end of this month, because I've already got it on pre-order. I've told the because it's like I mean I phoned up the DJI dealer and it's like, yeah, look, I want that FPV drone. What FPV drone? It's like, I'll come off it.
I'm hoping it holds up. I haven't seen a whole lot of video on the DJI FPV.
Well, they've got one.
It holds up to the cinematic type thing, because that's what I see it for. It's not like your freestyle race drone or anything like that. It's straight cinematic. Get your smooth solo shots, doing some things, and that'll be good for it.
Ken Heron and Ken Dono spoke about it yesterday. They've actually flown it. They haven't signed an NDA, so they talked about it a bit. My local dealer's got one, but won't say anything about it. But he kind of dropped the hint that he's got it, because he's like, they're one of the biggest in Thailand, so they get all the gear a couple of weeks beforehand. So hopefully it's going to be out towards the end of this month, but it's reportedly going to be $200 cheaper than everybody was saying. It's going to be $1,300, which is music to my ears.
Bundle, but
it's a lot of money. But but you're paying.
But that's RTF, right? That's with the goggles.
That's with everything. So
that's complete.
So a lot of people are saying, "Oh, this is really expensive," but when you actually look at how much a controller and the DJI digital system costs,
you're talking $1,000 almost already.
Yeah, exactly. You're not paying a huge amount of money, so the $1,300 is not that badly priced. So I'd budgeted more for it, so I'm happy. Although that money's gone, because it's going to be
approved too, so that's a bonus too.
It's an extra $200 to placate my wife when this thing turns up. It's like, why have you ordered another drone? Here, darling, here's a new pair of shoes. Go away.
They're fancy. Look at the lace on them.
It's going to be something.
It's a gold buckle, baby.
Hey, fellas, I know that Jesus, we're having a lot of fun, but man, it's going on pretty much 1 o'clock.
Adrian hasn't been on a live stream for 3 hours himself.
I get it.
On his own channel, on anybody's channel, he hasn't managed to stay on for 3 hours. So to do it for 3 hours on his channel,
37 minutes.
I'm trying to be a trooper too, but I'm running out of steam.
Wow.
Adrian, buddy, I appreciate the invite. Thanks, man.
So I want to thank you, Mike, for bringing your monkey ass late. Thank you anyway. I'm Chuck. Keith, hey, you're more than welcome. Chuck,
Oh, thanks, Adrian.
Whenever you want to, sir. Everybody in the chat, everybody that came in earlier in the stream, Ron, Matt, Aldiaz, Gary, everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Ladies and gentlemen, another beautiful, great free for all Saturday.
Yeah.
Mike, I think you're doing me a favor, Mike. Turn your fucking mic down a little bit.
Dude, it's only at dude. It's only at 1/4 of the value.
I gotta go to Mike's.
Way down, so
I gotta go to Mike's channel right now. I gotta sub up.
Thursday
Let's
nights
see.
we do a live stream, Chuck. There, it's a FPV channel. It's just kind of hangouts like Adrian does here, but it's for FPV mostly. And a few people. We start at 7 Eastern Standard Time.
What is your channel, Mike?
Night Train FPV. Let me put a link in the room.
Hey, Mike,
I found him. He's got the green train.
Yeah, if you type in Night Train FPV on YouTube, you should find it. No problem.
Yeah, it's a
with the purple
with the purple on the bottom.
Yeah,
hey,
purple
Mike,
looks sticky.
The John Ranger. Mike,
I think the purple sticky.
I'm done. Like, I'm tired of shit.
Adrian, man.
All right, buddy. All right, Adrian, I appreciate the invite, mate.
Yeah, thanks for hosting, Adrian. It's been a lot of fun, man.
Stay safe with those storms because they sounded pretty.
That was nasty.
Cold.
I mean,
Florida gets really black heat. It really does.
Yeah, I know. We get that kind of weather here, so I know what how scary it can be, especially in the middle of the night. It makes you jump out your skin. The house has been struck several times here. We've had damage done to the roof a couple of times. It's mental when it happens. Sounds like the whole place is blowing up.
Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for all the love and support. I'll see you guys next week, Saturday. Everybody, peace out. Good night.
Cheers, man.
I totally agree, Mike. Be 24-hour Super Bowl stream.
Hell no. I'll see you later, man.
Have a good one, brother.
Bye, guys.